First quarter, seventh match of the day from the Melbourne cricket ground. The ground itself in pretty good condition despite some rather wet days over the last 2 or 3 here in Melbourne. A chance for Footscray. Rod McPherson fumbles the ball. Ball booted out of the pack by Batterston for Melbourne up towards their half-forward line. Darren Baxter on to Hardy. It's the hand pass out to the right half-back flank. And trying to pick the ball up as Rod McPherson. He does it cleanly on this occasion. Fires out the hand pass. It's Peter Baxter on right centre wing. Long kick up towards Bandlet, and Bandlet, by gee, just about took the mark, with some good contesting there from Cole, and the ball over the boundary line. It will be a throw-in about 35 metres from the scoring area.
Well, he looked certain to mark that one, Pete, didn't he? Watch that again. He's got his hands to it, but as Pete said, aggressive play by Cole, and of course he lost the ball.
Ball knocked down to Royal. Royal looks for a hand pass back to Rod McPherson. Position number 2. McPherson into the goal square. Well, in fact, almost. Big chance for Footscray here. White tries to go through, fumbles the ball. A little bit greasy. The umpire has found a free kick. It's going to Melbourne, and the free kick will go to Isold. Not sure I get his name right. From fullback, Hawkins. Couldn't play on Tuesday, but he's butted up all right this afternoon. And it will be a boundary throw-in on centre wing. 1 minute and 20 seconds into the first quarter here at the cricket ground. Not a bad crowd. A lot of rain was forecast for Melbourne today. We haven't seen too much of it so far. Hawkins again. Might have been almost a high tackle. Picked up for Melbourne by Allday. Allday around towards the centre wing position, trying to find Fidge. Fidge gets an attack of the fumbles. Now he finally gets clear of Darren Baxter. Hardy at the back goes the spoil. A chance for Melbourne. The ball was hooked high by Campbell. Kennedy and Moore. Hardy. Gets clear at the 2-minute mark of the term.
Strong play by the part of Hardy there. Goes back to the centre of the ground. The ball overrun by McGuinness. This is Robert Flower moving. Well, they want him to play well today. Pushing the back just about to Cordner. Picked up by Petraglia. Over there towards the forward pocket. Coming out to meet it is Beasley. Payne's right next to him. Ball forced out towards the boundary line and out of bounds. So it's out of bounds about 50 metres around from the Footscray goal. No score as yet into this quarter by just over 2 minutes. Ball knocked out by Allday, picked up by Rod McPherson, doing pretty well in this first 5 minutes or 3 minutes of play. Bamblett got under that. There's a chance now for Beasley to have a shot at goal. He's missed it. It's through for 1 point. Had a big chance that time, Beasley, but it was a hurried shot, a left foot snap, and through for 1 point. So it's Melbourne yet to score. Footscray 1 point on the board.
Northerly wind blowing in Melbourne today, but it swirls around the MCG here, so I wouldn't think either in favour.
Short pass, it falls a bit short for Hughes. He's well grabbed that time, couldn't get clear. The
holding the ball.
On the ball. I would be inclined to go along with that, Pete. And the free kick to go to Footscray. It'll be taken there by Saunders. Short pass. Petraglia left unattended that time. Bad defensive play on the part of Melbourne. And Petraglia's got a chance to score a goal from about 35 metres out on a very slight angle. Every time we watch this young fella play, he's played a pretty good game, young Petraglia. There's the kick on its way. And that is a goal, so that's the first goal of the match. Coming at the 3.5-minute mark of the first quarter, it's Footscray 1 goal, 7 points to Melbourne yet to score. Of course, Footscray have to win today to keep themselves within firing range of the 5, because at the moment they're 2 games out of the 5, and another loss here today would just about put them in a hopeless position, I would assume, Pete.
Pretty hard to make up 3 games, isn't it, Luke?
Well, particularly when you're not playing well. You know, you've got good sides, and okay, you expect them to make up 3 games. Allday's got the chance. Missed that one completely. Picked up by Rod McPherson again. He's doing a great job. Beasley knocked away by Payne. Payne goes after it again. Threads his way through the pack nicely down there at full-back. Out wide looking for Jarrett. Steve McPherson was there when the ball pushed out again by Saunders. Back it comes to Royal. A hand pass coming over now to Steve McPherson. Blonde-headed, a shot at goal. I think he might have missed that one. He has. And it's through for another point. This seems to be the fashion today, players blonding their hair. So it's 1 goal, 8 points. Footscray to Melbourne still yet to score. 4.5 minutes gone of the first quarter.
Footscray doing all the attacking at the moment. Melbourne yet to cross the centre line. Hawkins is the high flyer. He was on the other wing just a couple of moments back. Opportunity now is for McGuinness. Rod McPherson comes in there, but it's a free kick to White. Was it? No, it's not going to White. It's going to be taken by Newport. Newport in the left back pocket for Melbourne to take the free kick. Sun valiantly trying to break through the clouds. Newport's kick is an excellent one, almost up to the centre wing position. Purser at the back hits the ball to the ground, picked up for Melbourne and driven forward by Dixon. No one can take the grab. Fidge, Batterston looks for the hand pass, not a particularly good one. Takes it back again from Richards. Might be Melbourne's first scoring opportunity. Moore in the goal square, gets clearly outmarked by Kennedy.
Outmaneuvered him completely, Pete.
This was a great mark on the Brad Hardy. He relishes situations such as this, fires out the hand pass again. Footscray get clear. It's driven away by Peter Baxter up towards the centre wing position, and Rod McPherson, best man on the ground by a mile at the moment. Down the half forward, and Petraglia takes the mark. He's already kicked one goal. Footscray goes for a short pass. Footscray playing with a lot of confidence now, and the mark taken by Wallace. Wallace on the McGuinness from 35 metres out, should make it another one, and he has put it through for a goal. A great play by Footscray. They brought the ball from the back pocket around the members' stand wing, and it resulted in their second goal. They lead by 14 points.
Well, Footscray off to a great start. The ball goes out there to Wallace. Quick hand pass coming over now to McGuinness, the ex-South Australian, who played pretty well in that state game too, and of course confidence still up on a goal. So Footscray doing very well.
Sevens big lead from the MCG. Footscray lead by 14 points. Melbourne yet to score. A chance for Footscray again as Wallace boots them forward up towards the left half forward flank. Out comes Bandlip, but the mark is taken for Melbourne down there by Newport.
Newport, 6.5 minutes gone of the first quarter. Footscray doing the better at the moment, but it's early days. The ball goes out wide to line. He's got a bit of talent, this fellow, but that was a poor kick. As Grant's trying to pick it up there on the boundary line, he's thrown out to Newport to line again, who got the kick back and is picked up by Batterson at half forward. Batterson's kicks up there towards Moore in the bad position, getting from behind. He's got no chance of marking from there. Picked up by Fidge, a left foot snap at goal, but he might be on target. It'll be a goal. Or was it touched right on the line? No, it's going to be a goal now. That time by Nichols. Good thinking on the part of Nichols, because it looked as though it would have gone through.
It bounced back, didn't it?
It bounced back, so the top spin on that one. So it's 1 goal, 6 points Melbourne to Footscray, 2 goals, 2-14.
And it was Nichols' first goal in senior football. As we watch this in replay, Fidge doing some good bullocking work. Now the ball actually bounces back.
Well, good decision by the umpire there, because it could have easily been named as a goal or a point, and that would certainly give that young fellow a little bit of confidence too, playing his first game, young Nichols. Centre bounce again. Allday against Purser, knocked out by Allday. Back it goes to Batterson. The hand pass comes over. Dixon drives the ball deep down towards Moore in front. He's got the mark, and Melbourne really bouncing back now. I think that might have been Dixon. High shoulder it was. Sorry about that. So it's Moore with a chance to put their second goal on the board. And I think Melbourne may give them a bit of a run for their money today. This may upset our cameraman Russ there too. Moore coming in for their second goal. Ah, what a shocking kick. It's through for 1 point. So Melbourne move on to 1 goal, 7 points. To Footscray, 2 goals, 2-14. Into this quarter by 8.5 minutes. That's the first.
Rick Kennedy. Short pass, Rod McPherson, position number 6. He's at the left half-back flank. Around the centre wing, too long for Jarrett and too long for Groenewegen. The ball out of bounds. I'll wait on the boundary umpire. Might be on the full. Now it's going to be a throw-in, which will take place on the centre wing position. Certainly not cold in Melbourne today. Temperature close to the 19 or 20 degree mark. Quite humid. And a lot of rain in the area. Purser got the tap down. Nobody can get clear. Dixon put the body in, but a long hand pass comes out towards the Melbourne right half forward flank. Richards gets there first for the Demons. Tries to get around Royal. Does so ultimately. Well shepherded by Dixon. He's got to try and get clear again. Dixon. Nichols it was up towards full forward. And the ball out of bounds in the right forward pocket, actually, with the difference of 7 points. 7 plays 14. Melbourne in attack after Footscray did all the attacking in the first 5 minutes of the term. Moore and Purser. Could have almost been at the back.
It was.
Purser will take the free kick. Quite blatant, really. Big Purser, who the vital cog in the Footscray wheel, got injured in the match against the Swans in Sydney and didn't take too much part in the game. Picked up by Dixon from Melbourne. Dixon's kick is a high one. Underneath it is Rance. Moore flies. Got a couple of hands to the ball. Batterson's kick is well smothered. Chance for the Demons here. A snapshot for goal. And that was taken by Campbell, but it might be a point. It is, and so it's 1-2 to 2-2, a difference of 6 points. As we await Rick Kennedy, the Footscray fullback. Could have come very close to being in the state side. A very vigorous contender.
Had one problem there. Petty didn't play for Essendon.
It's about right. Otherwise, it would have been a certainty, huh? Ball out to the centre wing position. Over the top is Groenewegen. Melbourne now looking a little bit better as it comes to Cordner. High ball up to Peter Moore again. Out bustles Kennedy, but Kennedy wins out at the end. Fires the hand pass out to his partner in crime, Hardy. It was a bad pass. A shot for goal by Lyon. And it's touched right on the line. And 1 point. So 1 goal, 3 to 2-2, a difference of 5 points.
Melbourne doing a lot better now. They got up to a slow start, but looking a more aggressive side. And these young fellas, some of them playing their first games after they dropped 7 players from last week's debacle. The ball back into play again. I think we'll see a good effort from Melbourne today. Ball punched back by Nichols. Nearly a free kick that time. It'll go to line, I should imagine, for one on the back. And I'm very impressed with this fellow. I think he's got a bit of talent.
Got a bit of go about him.
Line down there at half forward, about 60 metres out from goal. Up to Moore and Kennedy. Moore in the front posse. Couldn't hold the mark. It hits the deck. Hardy pouncing on the ball. Beautifully played by Hardy, but he's put it out of bounds. It might be on the full. It is. I think he went for the boundary line, but his judgment wasn't so good that time. Trying to find the ex-Richmond player there, Jep. And to have the free kick will be Line again. So Line's right on the boundary line. About 40 metres out from goal. There's the kick on its way. It won't quite make the distance. At the back. Oh, Moore's got it. What a great mark. And this might be a good move by Melbourne, playing this big guy at full forward, because I can recall playing with Collingwood. They did this on a numerous occasion, and he became an outstanding player. Now he's got it. Now he can't miss this one. He's had a shot about 2 minutes ago from about 30 metres out, an easy one, and missed. But he'd have to fall over to miss this one. And this, of course, would put Melbourne in front by a point. That's a goal. So Melbourne bouncing back. 2 goals, 3-15 to Footscray, 2 goals, 2-14. Into this quarter by just on 12.5 minutes.
Goal kickers for Melbourne, Moore and Nichols, and for Footscray, McGuinness and Petraglia. As we watch the marking replay, Peter Moore marking good position. He certainly got the height to contest well with Kennedy and made no mistake about that grab. So he's kicked 1 goal, 1 so far. And it could be a very interesting duel. So far the move has been quite successful because Moore has kicked, as I said, 1-1. A point the difference in favour of Melbourne as we approach the 13-minute mark of the first quarter. Purser kicks it off the ground, not very far. Chance for Dixon. Gets offloaded. Good bump by Steve Wallace.
The one the back.
Umpire didn't think it was a good bump. Umpire Russo.
Oh, he could lose it.
And Dixon will take the free kick at centre field. Now Melbourne doing all the attacking after it was Footscray's turn for the first 5 or 6 minutes of the opening quarter. Knocked away by Moore. Into the open spaces for Purser to fire at a hand pass. Back to Hardy, doing plenty of useful work in the back pocket. Again goes for the boundary line. And this time does find Steve Wallace. Short pass to Steve McPherson. McPherson from left half-back flank, long kick up over the centre wing position. Cordner was the flyer over Groenewegen. Gets the ball away from that player, out of bounds, on centre wing, a boundary throw-in.
He can really jump for a ball, can't he, Cordner?
He certainly can. Famous name here in Melbourne, of course.
One of the great names of Melbourne.
Person knocks that one out. Might be a free kick to Waldo, is it?
No, the umpire called play on, then he's embarrassed everybody, and what's he going to do now? Ball it up, I should imagine. He'd have to do that. He called play on, and they all stood there.
Okay. All right, it's a bounce on centre wing at the 14-minute mark of the first quarter. Waldo loses that one out to Purser. The open spaces for McPherson. Groenewegen goes the tap on. It's too long for McGuinness and Cordner, and it's out of bounds on Footscray's left half forward flank. That was a record score the last time they met, and a record winning margin over Melbourne. And on that day, Simon Beasley, if my memory serves me correctly, kicked 12 goals. Knocked away by Hughes. Picked up by Rod McPherson again, playing a very good first quarter, but Robbie Flower takes the mark. Haven't seen too much of him so far, but if he can fire, Melbourne is certainly going to be well in this match.
You're certainly right, Peter, as he drives it down there, up there towards Campbell. Campbell couldn't hold the mark. It's pushed out to centre half forward. Oh, there's nearly a free kick to Newport. The umpire said play on. Kicked off the ground by Batterston. Leishold goes after. Couldn't hold the mark. The grab it on the ground, and the ball is out of bounds. So it's out of bounds about 30 metres around from the Melbourne goal. They're 2-3 to Footscray 2 goals 2. And certainly making a great go of it in this early stage of the match. But there's a long way to go yet. Knocked out that time by Campbell. The ball comes back towards the half back line for Footscray. It'll go out of bounds again. It's about 70 metres around from the Melbourne goal. Waiting there for the umpire to throw the ball back into play. 15 and a half minutes gone. It's 15 points, plays 14 in favour of Melbourne. Footscray must win this game to keep their final 5 chances alive. As Dixon drives it up there, there's a mark for Melbourne.
Dixon not playing a bad game.
No, he's had a few kicks, and they're playing aggressive football as Campbell takes the mark. There's the mark again, a safe mark by Campbell. He'd be about 25 to 30 metres out on a 45-degree angle. Could easily kick this one. Oh, golly, how about that? He's made a beautiful pass here. I'll tell you now, this bloke could mark it. No, he couldn't. Going after it now is Nichols in a bit of trouble. Balks and moves away beautifully. That was nice play by Nichols as it goes back there. Now the pack fly. No one can take the mark, but the umpire's found a free kick. It'll be to Hardy for interference as he was trying to get through that back, take the mark. And he's got the mark down there in the back pocket.
5 kicks to Brad Hardy and 2 handballs.
So Hardy's kicked that going over the pack. That time was Cordner. Couldn't hold the mark. Steve McPherson drives it out there to Wallace. Overruns the ball. He upsets him. Grabbed Lyons by the leg. And Lyons will take the free kick out there towards the Melbourne half-back line. As I said before, I like the style of this player. In front is Alday. At the back there, too experienced that time was Purser. Takes a safe mark. A pass. A good one at centre field now to Wallace. This gives Footscray a chance to go deep into attack as he drives the ball. Cordner comes across. Fumble that one. White tries to pick it up the first time. Does the second. It's back out towards the half-back line. Punched away. Richards goes after it. Misses the ball. Batterson gets through the pack nicely as it goes out wide. Hawkins is running after it. Now he's on his own out there in the centre wing position. A left footer coming back now to Rance. And Rance has got the mark at half forward, about 65 metres out from goal for Footscray. They're down by a point. Kick by Rance is up there towards Beasley. The back is Payne. Also the ball punched out by Cordner. Down goes Royal it was. Going through is White. He can't get out of the pack. There's plenty of scrambly play going on. Batterson actually threw that out to Newport, but the umpire didn't take notice of it. Out it goes now. Richards got one in the back, and the umpire spotted that. It'll be a free kick to Richards out there on that centre wing position.
In the 15-minute penalty, Luke.
17 just on 18 minutes gone. It's Melbourne 2-3-15 to Footscray 2 goals 2-14.
Oh, and a towering punt kick right up towards the right half forward flank. Rod McPherson, though, he's playing a great game for Footscray. Rod McPherson so far to the centre wing position. Robin White a little bit late on the scene. Be a mark and or free kick, I'd reckon. That'll be taken out there by Robert Groenewegen. Groenewegen from the left centre wing position gets a play-on call. Oh, great mark taken for Melbourne down there by Payne. That was a fine grab. Payne decides to play on, goes for a short pass. Cordner decides to go for a run, but he's got plenty of room to do just that. Need to bounce it. Good tackle. Went just a little bit too far, and great play taking the ball away was Saunders. Picked up by Hughes. To left centre wing. Almost a mark by Dixon. Wallace dropped it. Jeff. High ball. The old hospital passed that one. Dixon again. In my book, Melbourne's best player. Certainly putting in well. Lead by Moore. Can't take it. Hawkins backing up well for Footscray. Tries to get around Moore. Hurries the hand pass. On to Kennedy. Breaks one tackle. The Footscray fullback. Short pass out the centre wing position. Trying to find Groenewegen. Hughes is in front. I don't think either would win a store gift. The hand pass comes back to Alday. Alday's kick is a short one, and the mark taken by Hawkins. Hawkins at the left half-back flank. High kick again, close to the boundary line. At the back is Alan Jarrett, punches the ball well clear. Opportunity down there for Brian Royal, fumbles, close to the boundary line, push in the back. Or is it out of bounds? It's the matter. Free kick, or the boundary throw-in on the practice wicket area on the outer side. Melbourne leading by 1 point. Groenewegen and Alday. Won by Alday.
Doing a fair job on the ruck against Purser too, Pete.
McGuinness, short kick. to the forward pocket. White hustles the ball out of bounds, and in the Footscray left forward pocket, it will be a boundary throw-in at the 20-minute mark of the term.
And it's a point the difference. 15 plays 14. And about 40 metres around from the Footscray goal, a throw-in. It'll be All Day against Beasley this time. Should imagine All Day will get this one, which he does. Not a good knockout. Comes back there to McGuinness, and it's out of bounds again. It's crept around a little bit further away from the Footscray goal, about 45 to 50 metres out from that position. So we see 15 still playing 14. Melbourne off to a slow start, but they're looking all right now as Hardy picks up the ball. He's grabbed, gets it back to McGuinness, grabbed by Newport. Short kick pushed out by All Day. Chance for Jarrett to tap it on again towards Batterston. It bounces the wrong way for Batterston. Picked up by Hawkins. Spins out of the pack. His hand pass is not too good. It's put Royal under pressure. Down goes Royal, but the umpire said it's okay as Nichols takes the ball out wide. Richard swamped there by two players. Couldn't get that one, and it'll be a mark taken out there by Rance, who started this quarter off okay too, the ex-West Australian player. The backers corner, goes the punch, defensive football, back to McGuinness again, showing a lot of pace, gets away from Newport, sends the ball back to Beasley and Payne. Payne goes the thump, hits the ground, All Day comes in to get it, goes down with Hardy. Hardy with a hand pass to Steve McPherson, a shot at goal, it might be all right, it is. So Footscray have hit the front again. Footscray now, 3 goals, 220 to Melbourne, 2 goals, 315. Steve McPherson with the new blonde hairdo that seems to be the fashion today would be very happy with that play. Knocked down goes Hardy, a good hand pass, quick thinking by the last year's Brownlow medalist, and a very safe goal kicked by Steve McPherson, a very talented player when he concentrates. Centre bounce again into the quarter by just on 22 minutes, 5 points the difference. Ball tapped out again, back towards Melbourne's centre-half forward position. Fumbling going on by both sides. This will be a ball up for sure at centre-half forward for Melbourne, about 60 metres out from their goal. Crowd building up around about the between, I'd say, 17 and 20,000 people, which is not bad considering the way these two sides have been playing this year. Knocked out by Purser. Pushed out again. Hand pass from Rod McPherson. The ball comes back now to Wallace from Baxter. Wallace's kick is not a good one off the side of the boot. Down goes McGuinness. He recovers pretty quickly. That's fine play by the Crow Eater as he sends it back looking for Bam, but Beasley lost sight of it. It's chance for Bam, but now if he gets this one, he'll show a bit of pace. But there's Petraglia having a snap at goal. He might have put this through. No, it's through for 1 point. So the scoreboard reading in a close tussle here. 3 goals, 321 Footscray to Melbourne, 2 goals, 315.
Alan Jarrett, former North Melbourne player, was worn number 47 throughout, I think, just about all of his VFL career. Dixon again. After the half back line. Ball knocked further forward by Nichols, and he's got a second chance here to try and pick it up inside the centre square, which he does so. He kicked Melbourne's first goal. Long kick, 2 half forward. Knocked away by Baxter. The rebound, though, favours Melbourne as it's picked up by White. Lyon has a shot at goal, but it's gone through for only 1 point. And that makes the difference now 5 points at the MCG. 2-4 plays 3-3, 16 to 21.
I tell you what, Pete, young Nichols looks a player, doesn't he? Got a bit of class about him.
He has got a bit of class, a lot of skills. Almost a great grab over the top there, but it's Brian Royal who recovers the better after that spectacular attempt to mark was taken by Newport. Around towards the centre wing position, where it will be once again a boundary throw. Now it's going to be a free kick to Melbourne. It'll be taken by All Day. All Day from that position that I mentioned, centre wing, 2 half forward. Well, they all misjudged the flight of that one. Steve Wallace fires out a hand pass, picked up by Kennedy, almost grabbed too high. Wallace again the opportunity, going through was Batterston. He might have got grabbed too high. In fact, he has been, says umpire Rosso. No doubt about that.
I really got that for courage. He really deserved that because he made the move. He went really after it.
He went in barging about 6 of them, didn't he?
I reckon he deserved. You watch him go, and he didn't worry about players whacking him or doing what they had to do or taking the chance of being caught for holding the ball, and he thoroughly deserved that, Batterston.
Adrian Batterston, 71 games. So one of the veterans of the Melbourne side from about 50 metres out. That's not a bad sort of a kick. It's got the distance. The accuracy looks okay. Melbourne in front. So Batterston puts through his first goal, and the Demons third. 3-4 plays 3-3. A point the difference in favour of the home side.
Well, Melbourne doing pretty well. I don't think many people gave them much of a chance. We watched Batterston crash his way through the pack. And now the kick. And a fine kick by the Melbourne Rover, and that's put them in front again.
Batterston won, Moore won, and Nichols won, the goal kickers for Melbourne. Sevens big league. We are into the time-on period now of the first quarter. A point the difference in favour of Melbourne. Knocked away by Purser, but he didn't get it very far. Now it comes to Rod McPherson. Could have almost been penalised for holding Fitch when he didn't have the ball. It's scooped up to half forward. And Fitch takes the mark, actually.
Well, actually, he moved pretty quickly down there to get that beat, didn't they? They do that sometimes.
So Fitch. Inside the square, about 50 metres out. So it goes for the spiral punt kick. It's got the distance. It's not a bad sort of a kick. It's a goal! Oh, what a shot!
What a ripper!
What a great goal. Kick by Ted Fitch. 4-4 to 3-3. Melbourne by 7 points.
That was a magnificent kick by Fitch. He didn't worry about his teammates there. He went back nice and quietly, concentrated, and look at that go. That'll have to be over 60 metres, that kick. A magnificent kick by Fitch.
Well, I was watching his feet, Lou, when he kicked it. He was actually inside the centre square.
Well, it'll be over 60 metres, Pete.
That was a great kick for goal. 28 plays 21. Fitch, a superb goal. Melbourne by 7 points.
And Melbourne doing it okay as McPherson knocks it over there to Wallace. Wallace's kick is out wide, looking for Bamblett. Bamblett and having a great tussle out there with Collie. That's his job, tagging today. Oh, he went after him again. It might be a free kick there to Cole.
Yes.
He was held and didn't have the ball. So Cole's got the job of tagging Bamblett, a very dangerous player, one of the most exciting players in the league. And Cole doing pretty well. I don't think Bamblett's had a kick yet. And Melbourne 7 points in front. Ball knocked back again, grabbed by Jarrett. Back it goes to Isold, and Isold, as Pete said, you'll be very careful with that name as the ball is driven down towards the full forward position. Kennedy overruns the ball. This has given Moore a chance, but he overruns it too. So Kennedy doesn't take any chances, kicks it off the ground. But here's Melbourne's best player, I would say, in this first quarter, Dixon. Bad fumble by Hughes that time, but luck's a fortune. Picked up by Richards. Down it goes now to Rorts, Robert Flower and Moore. Flower at the back. What a great mark. And that's Robert Flower. But the umpire's found a free kick. It'll go to Kennedy for interference against Moore. That was bad luck because that was a gutsy mark by their captain. Good mark here by Rod McPherson. No doubt Footscray's best player. Ball kicked out there by Footscray out towards that wing position. Coming into meter now is Gronewig. He's got to bend down and get it back to Purser. He does. Purser out the wing, nowhere to go. Kicks the ball wildly up towards the half-forward line. Jarrett in front. Too strong that time for Bamblett and McPherson. And takes the mark out there at half-back. The difference 7 points in favour of Melbourne. Doing a pretty good job. They're outsiders today against Cordner, really, that time for in the back. Down goes Isold. He can't get clear. They pounce on top of him. And it'll be a ball up on the centre wing position. Melbourne, 4 goals, 4-28 to Footscray, 3 goals, 3-21. 28 minutes gone of this first quarter, and the siren due to go within about 2 minutes, I would say. Picked up by McPherson, smothered, back to Dixon again. He's had a million kicks in this quarter. There's a chance for Moore. Moore and Kennedy go after. He's a tough cookie, that Kennedy. He's a real goer, and he'll give Moore some carry today as the ball is out of bounds, about 30 metres around from the Melbourne goal. But they're sitting okay at the moment, 7 points in front. Ball back into play, knocked out by Moore. Down goes Isold again, but the umpire said no free kick. It'll be a ball up about 30 metres out from the Melbourne goal. It just goes to show if you play young kids like Melbourne have today, they drop 7 players, it means that these kids are enthusiastic and want to do well. Knocked out by Purser. Back it goes there to line shot. Might be a goal. It is. So they're now 13 points in front. What a start for Melbourne.
That was a great goal.
5 goals, 4-34. Melbourne to Footscray. 3 goals, 3-21.
The Melbourne supporters pretty happy at the moment. Let's watch this. A tap down by Purser. But Lyon intercepts it beautifully. It was high. I didn't think it was going to make it. It just did, and Adrian Batterson gives the goal umpire the right side, and he put up 2 fingers, and it's a goal. Lions first and Melbourne's 5th. 8 kicks to Lyon, 5-4 to 3-3, and it's 13 points the difference in the opening term in favour of Melbourne after they got off to a slow start. It's picked up by the same player again. Up to half forward, plenty of Footscray jumpers there. Hawkins should have taken the mark. A chance for Melbourne to go forward through Nichols. He's put it up to half forward, and Isold, who has a shot at goal, but of course it won't be counted. Actually, I think it went through, but that's academic. 5-4 to 3-3. Melbourne by 13 at the first change. second quarter from the MCG. Been an excellent game so far. Picked up by Batterston. Mark taken down there for Footscray by Murray Rance, who played not a bad first quarter. Out to McPherson. It's Rod McPherson, who I thought was Footscray's best player in the first quarter. Knock on by Alan Jarrett. It's picked up by Malin. Malin's kicked down towards the left half forward flank. A couple of Seagulls had to get out of the way pretty quickly. Picked up by Danny Hughes. Excellent smother. But Melbourne should be able to take advantage of the rebound. It's through Cole, trying to get it out to corner. Couldn't do so. Royal's kick is unfortunately...
I think it might be in the back, Pete.
Was out of bounds on the full. So Royal's going to get a free kick, is he? Or is it out of bounds?
Out of bounds in the full.
As I called. Yes, that's right. The corner just up from the back pocket. Kick to the centre wing position. Yes, it's okay. It's marked just inside the line. And taking the grab there is Nichols, who's played not a bad game for Melbourne so far, and a fine debut. Almost a mark. Dragged down by Allday, who hasn't done a bad job in the ruck to date.
Well, he's got a top-class ruckman against him, and I would say he's holding his own at the moment. He's been a pretty handy player today, Allday.
13 points the difference in favour of Melbourne. Bounce on centre wing. Hawkins dives on top of it. So too does Isold, and it's going to be a bounce. Bounce on centre wing. Down by Purser, picked up by Dixon, who played a very good first quarter. Fumble by Nichols, and once again we're going to see a bounce, so not too much happening in the first part of the second quarter. Lou's looking at the quarter time scores from VFL Park, and I think you'll find the Maggies Lou are about 2 goals in front, so you'll be happy about that. Behind, are they? I'm sorry. Well, not really. Knocked down by Purser. Picked up by Steve McPherson. Steve McPherson's kick out towards the centre field area. Knocked away by Steve Wallace into the open spaces. Groenewegen racing for it, so too is Petraglia. They both miss it. The opportunity is the corner. It's a high ball back towards Melbourne's left half forward.
Well, things going Melbourne's way at the moment on that bounce there as it goes out wide towards Flower. Goes for a hand pass back to Dixon. Doesn't hesitate, kicks it off the ground. Coming into mid it now is Peter Baxter. A hand pass back. It's a long one there to Rod McPherson, their best player, but that was a grubber. Petraglia's grab. Ball out there on the wing position. Petraglia with good play over to Rod McPherson again. The ball back there to Cole. Punched away from McGuinness by Cole. He's got the job of tagging. We did have the job of tagging Bamble to take him off the ground. Now he's got to worry about McGuinness, but he certainly put Bamble out of business in the first quarter by good tagging from the ex-Geelong player.
Well, Bamble didn't get a touch though,
That's
did he?
right. White spins out of the pack. He was grabbed, nearly holding the ball, but Garrett picks it up pretty well. Down it goes towards line. Getting out at that time was Jepp. Pushed out by McPherson. Down goes Jepp. They pounce on top of him. Ball, that's Dixon again with a kick back. It comes back to Richards, a very aggressive player. Batterston gets out of the pack. Drives it back towards Hawkins. Got a chance to mark this one. Very experienced player. Doesn't let his team down. Goes wide. It's a beautiful pass. Out there to Wallace on the centre wing position. Drives the ball long. Looking there for Beasley, but he gets under that one. Cole backing up, but he can't pick it up. He's in trouble now. He finally gets it out to Payne. Goes across goal, but lucks a fourth. It's marked there by Court. They took a risk that time, Melbourne. But that's a bad 2 Footscray players missed each other up completely. And this is, down he goes. Purse was in the back against Allday.
Pretty silly that.
Quick hand pass over to Wallace. Footscray go back into attack. In front is Cordner. Got under that. So did Payne drop the mark. McGuinness is there. Payne gets to his feet. Hits a kick, but it's smothered. It's pretty scrambly play. Not the most classy football in the world. This is Hardy coming to the pack, but he's grabbed. Down he goes. Down goes Malin. Was in the back. Malin gets up pretty quickly. He's grabbed again. Back to Hardy. This could be a goal. But the defenders off target and through for 1 point. They certainly play him all over the ground, this fellow Hardy. 34 plus plays 22 in favour of Melbourne. 12 points the difference. You never know where to say Hardy's playing. You just take a guess at it after. That's a great mark to Allday. And as you said, Pete, he's put up a pretty good performance against the top player there in Purser.
Done well.
Ball driven back there by Melbourne, back towards their wing position. Richards, as I said, a very aggressive player. Drives the ball long up there towards Moore and Kennedy. Moore in front. Kennedy goes the knockdown. Coming into metres, Jeff got one that time from Campbell. The umpire said play on. Campbell goes after Rance. Put him under pressure that time and made him force the ball out of bounds. And Melbourne looking very aggressive. And the ball is out of bounds right against the Melbourne point post. 5 minutes gone of this quarter, and Melbourne in front by 12 points.
And they have a chance to increase their lead. It's in their left forward pocket. We await the boundary throw in. It's going to be contested by Kennedy and Moore. Over the top is Richards, tried to take it himself. Not usually a good tactic, percentage-wise. And again, we have a stalemate. Best player that's adept at doing that is Bernie Quinlan. There aren't too many Bernie Quinlans around. Bounce, Melbourne's left forward pocket, won by Kennedy. Again, no progress made. And almost in the same spot. Once again, we will see a bounce. Still in Melbourne's left forward pocket. The Demons leading 5-4 to 3-3 at quarter time. Moore over the top. Tries to thump it well clear. Picked up by Peter Baxter. Tries to get onto his right foot. There's the practice wicket area over there, so it's pretty slippery. The ubiquitous Hardy gets a push in the back. A little bit lucky, Brad Hardy.
I reckon he helped that a bit, Pete.
Certainly did.
He's played pretty well today, just the same.
Yes,
Brad Hardy.
No disputing that. He's had 7 kicks and 4 handballs, Brad Hardy. Started in the back pocket. Where he's playing now, as Lou said, is anybody's guess. Good tackle by Dixon, but the ball rebounds to Groenewegen up towards the right half forward flank. Steve McPherson gets a very, very good bounce. Paddles it further forward. He can score from there. Goes for a pass to Beasley. And Beasley, thank you very much. No J-curve about that one. And Beasley, the stockbroker, has a chance to bring Footscray a little bit closer.
Actually, I like that very much, Pete, the J-curve for a stockbroker, yeah.
You like that, did you?
I do like it very much.
Beasley directly in front of goal, 20 metres out. Won't miss this one. His first goal. And a valuable one for Footscray, certainly Simon Beasley, putting through his first 5-4 to 4-4, 7's big league from the MCG.
Well, it's 6 points the difference. That was good play on the part of Steve McPherson. The ball booted out wide. Now you watch McPherson, fumbles the ball, but taps it on, then plays on, decides to go for a pass. It's a magnificent pass, and a good lead that time by Beasley, getting away from Payne. He's had a bit of difficulty doing that today so far, and he's got his first goal on the board. Simple Simon with the goal, to his credit.
9 goals kicked by 9 different players so far in our match of the day. 34 to 28 at the cricket ground. We've been playing 7.5 minutes into the second quarter. Footscray go into attack again, but Batterston fires out a hand pass out to the left centre wing position. It's taken away for Melbourne by Robbie Flower. He's been fairly quiet today. Ball knocked down by Campbell. Steve Wallace, right centre wing. Footscray centre man. Looks for Groenewegen across the half-forward line, but chipping in to take a very good mark for the Demons is White, and from umpire Clayton, he will get a 15-metre penalty, which will bring him almost to the centre wing position. White goes long, trying to find Richards, who got 2 hands to the ball, and on the point of the square, umpire Russo will bounce it.
Well, I'm not kidding, Pete. At least 6 went for the ball that time, and everyone lost sight of it. No one looked where the ball was going, so it'll be a ball up on the point of the square about 60 metres out from the Melbourne goal. They're in front by 6 points. Knocked out by Allday, still doing a great job on the ruck. Picked up by Fidge. A hurried kick towards Moore and Kennedy. Here's a chance for Moore now. He's only going to pick this up. He's got a second chance. Going after it now is Aishall. He's grabbed too slow. Moore goes after it again, but the ball is out of bounds. By golly, Moore had a chance. I think poor old Aishall was under a bit of pressure that time.
Well, neither of them really got a favourable bounce.
Well, I think, well, it's a bit of bad luck. I won't make any comment on that. So the ball back into play, knocked out by Moore. Comes back to Richards, a hand pass back. Oh, fumble that time by Nichols. He's grabbed, tries to get a kick. Umpire call Planters. Baxter drives the ball back out there towards the wing position, and Groenewegen got the ball out there on the wing position. A hand pass over to Malin. Footscray go into attack now. It's a big chance for them to get a goal here as Wallace drives it down there towards Beasley. And a beautiful pass. Beasley led magnificent at that time. Got away from Payne. And a big chance to kick his second goal. He's about 35 metres out from goal. And a pretty acute angle, but at least he's on the right side for a right foot. He should hook this back in.
And all that resulted from Melbourne fumbles in the back pocket.
That's right. Or in the forward pocket. Waiting now for this kick goal. Beasley's going for goal number 2, and this will make scores dead level if he's successful. The kick by Beasley on its way. That came around beautifully, and that's a goal. 2 to Simon Beasley, and scores dead level now. 34 points apiece. 5 goals for 34 Melbourne. The Footscray ditto on the scoreboard. Oh, we're into this quarter by just on 10 minutes. So it's been a pretty interesting game, even though the football hasn't been the highest standards. That's good play on the part of Malin. He spotted Beasley getting away from Payne, who had him well under cover. There's another angle again, and you see that Beasley, even though tripped, still had his eyes on the ball and kicked a very safe goal.
Simon Beasley becomes the first player on the ground to kick 2 goals and scores at dead level. 7th big league from the MCG. 10 1/4 minutes into the second quarter. A holding the ball decision, says umpire Clayton. It will be a Melbourne free kick, and the recipient at centre field will be Isol. Moore again unable to hold the mark. Rod McPherson. Oh, didn't run that out of bounds much deliberately, did he?
He's played a good game today, Rod McPherson. He's the best player by a mile, I'd say, Pete.
Yes, I'd agree with you. So boundary throw in right forward pocket for Melbourne. Richards again tries to take it away from that throw in and do something with it. Again, not successful. And again, we'll see a bounce. It's only about 20 metres from the Melbourne goal. They've certainly had their scoring opportunities in this quarter, but some bad fumbling down there has resulted in not too much action. Knocked away by Moore. Plenty of Footscray players are there. The ball scooted away by Jepp, the former Richmond player. Batterston in the forward pocket. It's a wild kick. Might be okay though, as it's picked up for Melbourne by Richards. Turns on a threatening bit and has a snapshot at goal. They hit the post!
That deserved better. He's played a pretty good game, Rich. Very aggressive, Pete. That was strong play on the part of Richards then.
It looked like a goal, and it just hit the little knob on top of the post and resulted in only 1 point. Very badly.
He certainly goes after the ball as if he could devour it, doesn't he? Loves eating it.
Just like his namesake next to him.
That's right.
Murray Rance. Short pass. Rod McPherson.
When he's playing well, he's a relation. When he's not, he's no relation at all.
He dropped right off them. Malin. Short pass again. Rance. From left centre wing. Long kick up to the half-forward line. Knocked away by Cordner from Groninger, who taps it back. Opportunity for Hawkins, who overruns the ball. Fires out the hand pass. Intercepted by Cordner. Back insert it goes. Picked up for Melbourne by Newport. Rod McPherson spins out of trouble. Into trouble. Gets the hand pass away. Well done. Batterston had it and they'd lost it. It's a real scramble out there. That could be in the back. No, it's going to be a bounce, according to the umpire, which will take place on centre wing. 5-5 to 5-4. Melbourne by a point. Pretty close game of football. Couldn't be any closer. Umpire Russo, he's grinning today. After the unnecessary treatment handed out by some of the South Australian media, but they've only got one eye over there. Ball picked up by Nichols, had a shot at it, didn't get it too far. Rod McPherson goes for the hand pass. Hawkins almost caught by Isol. Melbourne fans looking for a free kick. Umpire Russell said, "Gentlemen, it's going to be another bounce," and you can hear the displeasure of the Demon supporters in the back.
A point the difference, but you must admit it's not the classiest game in the world, but it's a good contest. That's what it's all about. Ball picked up by Baxter. Rod McPherson ran into a brick wall when he ran into Robbie Flower. It'll be a free kick against him. He's a little bit stiff that time. Hasn't put a foot wrong all day, Rod McPherson, but Robert Flower collared him then. And Flower's kick is back over the half-forward line for Melbourne. More at the back. Come over the back of the pack. Wallace juggles that one out. Gets a hand pass out to Darren Baxter. Out to Harding. Creating the loose man beautifully out there at half-back. Sends it down deep looking for Petraglia. But Hughes is there. Groenewegen tried to scoop it in one hand. Cordner goes after it and loses the ball and it's out of bounds. But it's on Footscray's half-forward line, about 75 metres around from their goal.
13 possessions for Brad Hardy so far.
Well, he's doing pretty well, just on the 14-minute mark. A point the difference in favour of Melbourne. Comes back there to White, spins out of the pack, loses the ball. Petraglia again tries to get a hand pass, still juggling the ball on the ground. White's into his back, he said hold the ball.
Good decision that.
Well, I suppose it was, Pete, but the little fellow was attempting to try and do something with it. He was the aggressor, but still White has got the free kick at half-back, plus a 15-metre penalty. This brings him over the half-back line. Melbourne still leading by a point. But off to a slow start for the first 10 minutes, but they've really bounced back into this game. Ball comes back all day, fumble that, try to tap it on, he smothers it again, he won't let no one else get it, but he finally taps out, the umpire fell over, picked up by Nichols. There's a go now, a hand pass coming back here now, over there to Fitch, he's got a goal. Good play on the part of Melbourne, that's his second. 41 plays 34 in favour of the Demons, and the Bulldogs have got a game on their hands.
The point I was making about that free kick, Lou, was that I'd like to see more umpires play a free kick for players lying on top of the ball. This is good play, though, by Melbourne, wasn't it?
Beautiful play, and we see a hand pass coming quickly out of the pack. from
Dixon, it was, Luke.
Dixon, yes, who was their best player in the first quarter. And, of course, that's Fitch's second goal.
41 plays 34 at the MCG, 15 minutes into the second term.
7 points the difference, and the Demons doing okay, but it's early days yet. The Bulldogs have to win this one today to keep their final 5 chances alive as Purser gets a hand pass, intercepted that time by Nichols, who hasn't done a bad job for his first game. Back it goes to White. The umpire's found a free kick against McGuinness. It'll go to Cole out there on a half back. And Cole played very well in the first quarter. He put Bandle out of business. He was taken off the ground. Ball knocked to the ground. Wallace tries to get clear. Ran into another crash there, but he got one too high from that time from Newport. And he'll get a free kick. 15-metre penalty. Footscray trailing by 7 points as the ball goes out wide. Coming in is Hughes. Grab that beautiful. A lot of guts about that one. A long kick to Moore and Kennedy. They both go. Moore's got it. Did he push him? The umpire said no.
Bound it back on. Petraglia off for Footscray.
Waiting now for the... I think the coach might have been a bit hard on Petraglia there. There's a good mark to Peter Moore. He and Kennedy having a great tussle. Moore's already kicked one goal. There's the other shot. But he's off target. A little bit lackadaisical that time with that kick, and it's through for 1 point. So Melbourne moved to 6 goals, 6:42 to Footscray, 5 goals, 4:34 as we approach the 16.5-minute mark of this second quarter, which is not the classiest game in the world, but a very entertaining one.
Peter Moore has now kicked 1 goal, 2 as Kennedy brings the ball back. Long kick by the Footscray skipper towards the outer side. Over the head of Fitch. Knock on by Wallace. In fact, Wallace is able to regain it pretty quickly. Up to Bandit. John O'Regan backs him up. Bandit calls for it. He goes for a hand pass. Picked up by Tim Jepp. Jepp a short pass. Is he looking for Beasley? He is, but Beasley outmaneuvered there on that occasion. McGuinness in the back, yes. Clearly so. The advantage well paid, is it? Because Royal has it in the goal square. I think they might have to bring it back.
They draw the line on that advantage. Well, that was quite legit in my way of thinking, Pete, but it's a fine line when they say it's the advantage or so. It's really left to the discretion of the umpire, isn't it?
Yes, if the players keep going, you just have to keep calling it. But anyway, umpire Clayton said it was a free kick. Play was stopped. So McGuinness played in the State of Origin game at Football Park on Tuesday. Don't they all look different in different jumpers? His left footer looks pretty good from here, but we'll wait on the goal. Umpire might have drifted away at the last minute. In fact, it has. It's through for 1 point for the Bulldogs. 5-5 to 6-6. A 7-point margin in favour of Melbourne. Hughes. 2 on 1 out there in favour of Footscray. The rebound is to Robbie Flower. His skills better than perhaps anybody on the ground as it's picked up by Cordner. Rance, great mark. Over the top, too tall. Probably see him in the State of Origin match for Western Australia in a few weeks' time. Up to half forward. Royal, great attempt to mark, couldn't do so. Almost a throw, not seen by the umpire. Picked up by Newport. He's gone for a hand pass. Robbie Flower again, getting into play in the second term after a quiet opening stanza. This is the Flower we're more used to seeing. Well shepherded. Robbie Flower long to half forward. Just away by Jepp. He and Hardy battling forward. Plenty of Footscray backup support down there too as it knocked on by Hawkins. Hawkins to Hardy. Hardy's kick us into the open spaces onto the centre wing position. Alday goes for the hand pass and that was well done. Back to Batterston, but again Hardy's there. Can't mark it this time. Hawkins tries to get around Dixon. Gets it onto Hardy. Hardy in turn long kick. Position number 15 up at the centre wing position. McPherson could have been pushing in the back there, but the umpire says no as the ball is out of bounds on the full. That will be a Melbourne free kick. And it will be taken at right half forward flank. Or Footscray free kick by Rod McPherson.
And McPherson's kicked back towards the half forward line for Footscray. Punched out by Cordner. Going after it now is Hughes. McGuinness is there too. He lost the sight of the ball. It's Eichel trying to get the ball back. It's smothered back to White. Anticipating beautifully goes. He got one in the back for sure. The umpire said no play on. They piled up there. There's a chance. 2 Melbourne players. White again. He goes down. Plenty of scrambly play. There's another free kick in the back to Footscray. Three of them in a row. The umpire ignored them. But at least he was consistent. Full marks to him. Can't do any better than that. He didn't show any favouritism for sure. The difference is, 7 points in favour of Melbourne. White lost it. Picked up that time by Royal. Back there towards Bamber, overruns the ball, but Groenewegen got a chance to score a goal. Runs to an over one, but he misses. And the difference is 1 goal. So Footscray have had plenty of chance this last 5 minutes. 6 goals, 6-42 Melbourne to Footscray 5-6-36. And Footscray know they're in a ball game today. They thought this might have been a walkover. Short pass to Jarrett, a long hand pass to Flower. Playing very well in the second quarter. How about that for a hand pass? It goes over there to Newport, a long one down there towards Fidge. Over the head of Fidge, coming out to meet it now. In that back pocket is Jep. Jep doesn't know what to do with it now. He's right. He's still hesitant. Still gets his kick back there towards the wing position. Malin comes in, but there we see Newport also. He's in a bit of trouble, Malin, trying to get the ball back. It comes back to Rod McPherson, their best player. And a mark taken here. No, he dropped that wide. He should have grabbed it. Kicked by Footscray over there to McGuinness. McGuinness tries to gather that one. He's grabbed, didn't have the ball. Back it comes to Waldo. He's going to get a free kick for sure. So a free kick will go to McGuinness at centre field. Footscray trailing by a goal. 42 plays 36 as the ball goes over the half-forward line. Payne outmanoeuvred Beasy that time, who's kicked 2 goals so far. And that was good play on the part of the Melbourne fullback.
Gone for a short pass. Hawkins almost took the grab over the top of Nichols. Melbourne on the run. Right centre wing. Chance for this young player playing his first game. Nichols is already kicked a goal too up towards the right half-forward flank. Great mark taken down there by Lyon.
And Moore's down there on his own, but they can't get it down. It was good play on the part of
15 metres, Luke.
Yeah, but Moore was down there and Baxter spotted that and he gave a free kick away. That was a well-earned, that was well thought out by Baxter, because I'm quite sure that Lyon has spotted Moore down the goal square on his own.
So Lyon with the free kick, well not the free kick but the 15-metre penalty subsequent to the mark. He's kicked 1 goal on a fairly acute angle, but he should be able to kick it from there. Looks pretty good from here. Goal umpire says full points, 2 goals to Lyon. Melbourne go further ahead. And 7's big lead shows the scoreboard 7-6-48 to 5-6-36 at the MCG. 2 to Lyon, 1 to Batterston, 2 to Fidge, 1 to Moore and 1 to Nichols. The goal scorers for Melbourne. 15-metre penalty.
Bit of class about Lyon, Pete, isn't he?
Well, he's a getter, isn't he? He's not a receiver.
No, he's a go, and he's got a lot of fine points about his play.
22 and a half minutes into the second quarter. 48 plays 36. The Demons lead by 12 points as it's picked up by Dixon, who played a fine first quarter. It's out to the left half-forward flank, and there he is again. The mark taken by Lyon. A play on call. Gets around Malin. Short up to half-forward. Who's he got out there? Trying to find it was Nichols out there. Hawkins throws it well. Selected for interstate honours, but couldn't take his place in the team, and Cordner takes the mark for Melbourne a little bit short of right centre wing, backward off. Fumbled a bit today, Cordner. Hasn't played much football this year. And Jep over the top could have almost infringed her in the back. It's left to Fidge, who's been a busy player on the forward line so far. That's high. Is he trying to find Peter Moore? He's out of position at the back. It almost came to Robbie Flower. Picked up by Saunders, who's doing a good job minding him. Thrown out by Hawkins. It's picked up by Eishold. He has a shot at goal. Melbourne by 3. Eishold putting through his first goal of the day. 8-6 to 5-6 at the cricket ground.
And Melbourne looking good now, 18 points in front, and Footscray in plenty of trouble. We watch Hawkins here. I thought it might have been a free kick, but I think the umpire may have called play on. It could have been touched off the boot. And young Eishold grabbed it up pretty quickly and put it through for a goal to put them 18 points in front. The young fella should be pretty pleased with his performance. Centre bounce again. Melbourne in front by 18 points as we go on to the 24-minute mark of this second quarter. Doing very well again as Alday got that one out. Hawkins fumbled the ball. Down goes Hughes, taps the ball. He got one in the back. They're playing aggressive football. It may not be the classiest, but by golly, it's a pretty entertaining game as the ball goes over the half-forward line. Moore at the back's got the sit here, punches the ball out. Kennedy in trouble, gets it out to Purser. A hand pass coming over to Jep. Jep at centre-half back, drives the ball wide out towards that half-forward line, but there we see White in the line. He's got the mark.
Didn't miss that one.
Their defence is standing up. They're doing well in the ruck, and their little men are scouting around pretty well at the moment. That's a strong mark by White. He's an ex-South Australian. They seem to be all over the place. Now there's a good mark, this time taken by Campbell. Well, once you start getting in front, you find your players that haven't got much experience start to get a bit of confidence. More in front, tap down a Fidge. A snap at goal, this could be all right, a beauty. That's his third. Oh, Melbourne looking good, but don't start congratulating each other yet, fellas, because it's a long way to go. 9 goals, 660 Melbourne. The Footscray, 5 goals, 636.
I thought your earlier comment, Lou, was more pertinent as we watch that in replay. The younger players start finding something if they're in front. They start running a little bit higher, a little bit longer, a little bit faster, a little bit stronger. 3 goals to Fidge, backing that up. Lyon has 2, and Melbourne looking the goods at the moment, but as Lou pointed out, it's still early days. We're playing time out of the second quarter. 60 plays, 36 in favour of Melbourne. They lead by 4 goals. Can they go on with it from here against the preliminary finalist of last year? Loose ball favours Malin. Trying to get clear, can't do so. Melbourne running in numbers at the moment, and umpire Clayton will bounce it just wide of the centre circle.
Footscray making a lot of elementary errors too, Pete. They're just fumbling the ball when they could break clear, and of course this is certainly helping these Melbourne players, particularly the young ones, Pete.
I think the strong tackling of Melbourne might have made them make a few errors.
That's right. I wouldn't be against that at all.
All day. Done a good job in the ruck so far, but that was actually knocked out by Hawkins. It's picked up by Batterston. Batterston, long, up towards the right half-forward flank. Oh, it's a great mark taken down there by Fidge.
And he's playing well down there with that forward, and he's looking like a real half-forward flanker.
Now, can he get the distance from there? He's kicked 3 so far. He's got up a little bit sore.
So you've got to take a lot of credit away from Rod McPherson's performance, because this guy's going for his 4th goal, and yet Rod McPherson was possibly one of their best ball getters besides Hardy, Pete.
7 kicks to Fidge and 1 handball plus 1 mark, and as Lou said, he's kicked 3 goals. He's not going to kick a goal with that one unless it comes back. Oh, that's a real banana ball, that one. It started out heading for the point post and came back amazingly like a drawn ball in golf. 10-6 to 5-6, 4 goals to Fidge, and Melbourne lead by 5. Here it is again. You watch it, it heads for the point post pretty well. Look at that. And it comes back.
There wouldn't be much breeze here at all, Pete.
It was blowing a bit when the game started, but it's pretty still at the moment. Not so the Melbourne supporters. They've found plenty of voice. 5 goals the difference. Ted Fidge has kicked 4. And we've been playing 27 minutes into the second quarter. Purser, loose ball, but it's picked up by Hughes.
And they're back into attack again. They've got their tails up now, the Demons. Back it goes towards that half-forward. And a fumble going on down there. The ball scooped back towards the Batterston. He's got a chance to score another one. There's one coming up. Oh, yes, it's a goal. Oh, goodbye, Footscray. They're looking 6 now. 6 goals the difference. Melbourne 11, 672 to Footscray. 5 goals, 636. And that is Batterston's 2nd goal. Well, the little men are doing well. And, of course, they're getting plenty of drive in the centre. They're bounced there with Allday well on top of Purser. He's really dominated Batterston, a very good player.
That's enabled them to leave Moore in the goal square on Kennedy. And while Moore hasn't kicked accurately, he certainly contested well.
Certainly has. 6 goals the difference in favour of Footscray. In favour of Melbourne. Footscray all day again. Wallace has grabbed. He can't get clear. Melbourne tackling well. They're not giving anything away, the Demons. They can cite victory here, even though we've got a long way to go yet. And when you've got young kids running with confidence and full marks to the selectors, at least they've tipped off the dead wood out, put some young fellas in. What have they got to lose? And, of course, a lot of people saying they were an embarrassment to the league. This great football team, as it goes out now towards Royal. He's grabbed that. Could be a free kick to him. It is. That was against Campbell. And the free kick will go to Royal out there on that half-back line. Over it goes now, and Baxter, that's Darren Baxter driving it along. That's Hanbury on the ground, I'm sorry, and a good mark there to Groenewegen. Groenewegen's kick is back over the half-forward line, but there's no one there for Footscray. An easy mark taken down there in defence by Jarrett. A hand pass to Batterston. He's picked up a few kicks too. He's been a fine player. There's a dangerous one coming out there to Nicholas. Well intercepted by Hawkins. That was a bad pass by Batterston. The ball back there towards the full forward position. Beasley's cramped between 2 of them. It's punched out by the defensive Footscray. Swimming on the ball there was Newport. Good play. The ball comes back over the head of Hawkins. Going after it now is Dixon. He's tackled. He got him too high, I think.
In the back.
Yes, he might have got him too high. The umpire said it was in the back. And Dixon will take that free kick at half-back. Footscray losing a lot of confidence.
10 kicks and 2 handballs to Dixon.
Well, he was their best player in the first quarter, but he's had plenty of opposition now from his other Melbourne teammates as Wallace's kick is smothered. Picked up by Allday, doing a great job on the ruck as the ball goes back there towards Fidge again. Moore, he couldn't grab that one. Hanbury can't pick it up. He tries to get a hand pass out. He's got it out successfully. A hand pass comes from Jeff. tapped on that time by Rance. Over to Rod McPherson, getting away from his opponent. As the ball goes up there, but there's the sign to win the second quarter. And Melbourne looking good. 11 goals, 6.72 to Footscray, 5 goals, 6.36.
Third quarter from the MCG. Melbourne having kicked 6-2 to 2-3 in the second term, hold a convincing lead, 36-72. Their double Footscray score at the moment. And plenty of time for the Bulldogs to get up. Batterston overruns the ball, but he's been one of Melbourne's better players so far. Umpire Clayton says that's a push in the back, and it will be a free kick to Hanbury. Hanbury from half-back. He came on in the dying moments of the second quarter. Groenewegen and Cordner. And Cordner content to boot the ball out of bounds on centre wing.
Melbourne defence has been very strong today. They've concentrated a lot, Pete, and they've gone for the knock when they couldn't mark the ball, and they've put this attack of Footscray's under tremendous pressure, haven't they? 37
is all day, and he's done an excellent job. He wins that one out. Melbourne go forward again. The ball booted up towards their right half forward flank, and the ball knocked away by Campbell. It's out of bounds at that position, right half forward, but about 70 metres from their goal. Ted Fidge has been a very busy player across the forward line. He's kicked 4 goals, and Batterston has 2. Batterston, Melbourne's leading kick getter at the moment. He has 13. Purser actually got that one down, and it's picked up by Brian Royal. Royal's kick back towards the centre wing position, or mark should have been taken down there by Newport. Hughes comes in to back him up, but the umpire says it's going to be a free kick anyway to Footscray, and that will be taken by young Hanbury, who, as I said, came on in the time-on period of the second quarter. He's messing around, doesn't know what to do with it, and I think that told the end result of that kick. It's out of bounds on the full, and it will be a free kick to Melbourne to be taken out there by Cordner, who I saw play a couple of games, and good games they were at full forward, but he's playing in defence at the moment. Good mark taken down there by Alday, and I'm sure you'll agree, Lou, he's done an excellent job in the ruck.
Well, he's shaping up as one of the best players on the ground so far, Pete.
Alday's kick, not a good one, over the top. Flower, what a mark! Oh, stolen from Dougie Hawkins, and Dougie just scratching his head, but that was a ripper grab. That's close to mark of the day.
Great mark.
Robbie Flower, one of Melbourne's greatest in the last decade, unfortunately has been hit hard by injuries, but he has been a great player. That's a tremendous kick too, distance-wise. He might have got it through. I think he has. That's just what Melbourne needed. Just what Footscray didn't need by the same token. 12-6 to 5-6 at the MCG.
Well, that gives them a 7-goal lead, and that's a big start now at half-time. Watch Robert Flower. That's Robert Flower at his best. And as Pete said, one of the most brilliant players, particularly one of the greatest wing players we've ever had in league football. And that's a great kick, and thoroughly deserved that goal. 7 goals in front now, and look at him, he's as happy as Larry. Melbourne captain kicking a magnificent goal to give Melbourne a 7-goal lead into this quarter by just over 2.5 minutes. That's the third. Melbourne go back into attack again over their half-forward line. Picked up here now by Dixon. Fumble that one. He's played pretty well today. Try to get it to Flower. Fumble. Over it goes to Petraglia. He gets clear. Hand pass back to Royal. He's been quiet today as the ball goes back there to Bamblett. But Cole's got him. That was Cole punching the ball away. McGuinness has grabbed. A hand pass back to Petraglia again. Up towards Payne and Beasley. They're both having a great tussle, but it's Payne going after it again. And he's done a pretty good job when you consider that he's had plenty of pressure. One of the best full forwards in the pitch. He's only kicked 2 goals so far. Getting plenty of raps on the back that time from his teammates. And the difference now is still 7 goals. That's a good lead for Melbourne. They were the outsiders in this match. Bamblett gets the ball back, but picked up by Hughes. Out wide to Flower again. Coming after Flower is Hawkins. It's only got a bounce right. He's got it on the boundary line. He tried to scoop that back in again, but it's out of bounds about 70 metres around from the Footscray goal. Melbourne 12-6-78 to Footscray, 5 goals, 6-36. Waiting now for the throw-in all day. Now that was beaten that time, and the ball comes back now to Hawkins. A fresh air shot. Picked up by Batterson, scoops away from the pack with plenty of pace.
Kick number 15.
Goes for a short pass, but there's Hardy. Possibly their best player today up there on the wing position. Boots the ball back into attack again. Flower and Hawkins, but he's outpointed him again. And that was Royal, I should say. That's taking a bit of... giving Hawkins a bit of bad publicity there, but that was a bad kick by Flower. That'll be a free kick to Malin for one on the back of the head. And Malin take the free kick out there on that wing position. Still 7 goals the difference in favour of Melbourne. Into the quarter by just on 4.5 minutes. The ball goes back there towards centre half forward. We see on his own that time is Hughes to take a good mark in defence.
Hughes to Cordner. Cordner a short pass out to the centre wing position, and the mark is taken for Melbourne down there by Nichols, playing his first senior game. Nichols a short pass to the centre wing position, not well directed, and the grab is taken for Footscray by Saunders. Into a 15-metre penalty. And there, play on. Beasley can't grab it. Batterston, who's gone the wrong way. Melbourne's leading kick gatherer so far, but that's okay. Robbie Flower, who started slowly but playing well now. Lovely ball. Around one, around two, touches the ball on the ground, fires out the hand pass. Batterston. Oh, another kick or push. Free kick against Campbell. Purser, or Mayon on his knees. Cyril Footscray at the moment too. Hanbury. Rod McPherson, Petraglia, Peter Baxter. Kick smothered off the boot. I think it won't be a mark, and the umpire indicating thus. Bandit well caught by White. His first kick is smothered off the boot. Not having a good day is Larry Bandit. Holding the ball against Baxter. So saith umpire Cameron. Free kick going Melbourne's way to Cole. They're tackling well. Cole from centre half back, out wide. Underneath of Hawkins, one hand. Got one on top of the head from Richards. Good bump by Steve McPherson. And allows Footscray to go forward through the agency of Saunders. Saunders a short pass, and that's okay. The mark to Gronewegan at left half forward. Wobbly old kick. Oh, Beasley, he's pushed his opponent fair square in the middle of the back.
That's a sign of frustration, Pete.
It won't be a score, of course. And there will be a free kick to be taken down there by Payne.
Played him well today, Payne.
From fullback. That's almost a mark. In fact, it is to Newport. Wobbles the punt off the boot. Up to the centre wing position. McPherson's there for Footscray. That's Steve McPherson. Good tackle. Dixon picked up by Fitch, who's kicked 4 goals so far, and the Demons stream forward again through Richards. Shot at goal. Looks pretty good. I think he's dubbed it. He has. Melbourne 8 goals in front. 13-6 to 5-6 at the MCG.
Now Footscray are really in trouble now. That was a great bit of play on the part of Richards. Got a hand pass from Fitch. McPherson couldn't get clear. Well tackled by Dixon. A good hand pass, and watch this very strong player. Took a gamble. Very strong. Got away from his opponents with a lot of pace. Flat out kicked a very good goal, and that puts them 8 goals in front.
Sevens big lead from the MCG, just past the 7-minute mark of the third quarter. The Demons by 8. That was Richards' first goal.
Centre-bounce again. That's Malin grabbing the ball, but he didn't get a good kick. Picked up by Petraglia. Back it goes, and there's a mark taken here now by Rod McPherson. Quick hand pass. Back to Petraglia again. In plenty of trouble at half forward. Boots it up there towards the full forward position. Players position themselves, and it'll go through for 1 point. They were too busy trying to mind each other then, and it went over their heads and through for 1 point. So it's 84 plays 37. And they're sitting pretty Melbourne, but they don't want to relax. It was a short pass. That was a dangerous one, but the kick will go down there to Cole in the back pocket. 15 metres to Cole. He's done a very good job today down there in the back pocket. Well, he's had plenty of mates. Punched out by Purser. Picked up by Petraglia again. Doing pretty well in this quarter as the ball goes back there to Beasley and Payne. Pushed out by Payne. He's well on top of Beasley. Over to Hughes. Hallett goes wide to Cordner. On his own, he's got a paddock to run in here. Not a Footscray player within a quarter of a mile as the ball is kicked by Hughes. Back there towards the centre of the ground. Tapped out now. Wallace at centre field. Drives the ball over the half-4 line, and Gronewegan's got it now well within kicking distance. There's a chance now for Footscray to fight back. And they've been hopeless today. This young, determined Melbourne side has given them a football lesson. Not the classiest game in the world, but it's been pretty entertaining, particularly from the Melbourne supporters' point of view, who've been terribly disappointed this year. There's the kick by Gronewegan. Let's see on the result. And that's a goal, and a badly needed one. So we see Melbourne 13-6-84 to Footscray 6 goals, 7-43 to this third quarter by just on 9 minutes.
And that was Footscray's first goal since the 9.5-minute mark of the second quarter, and we're approaching the 9-minute mark of the third, so indeed it's been a long time between drinks for Footscray. Gronewegan's first. .41 points the difference. It's Sevens big league from the MCG. Gronewegan putting through a badly needed goal for Footscray as it comes back to McGuinness. Over the head of White. Down goes Cole, tried to get it away from Bandit, twisting and turning as Robbie Flower, but he's given it straight to Bandit. Bandit well caught by Cole. He's worn him like a glove today. White tries to break 2 tackles, successful, long handball, trying to find Lyon. Wallace beats him to it, fires out the hand pass, not a good one, it goes to Alan Jarrett, who unaccountably fumbles. Could have almost been in the back to Jarrett, but umpire Clayton has decided it will be a bounce at the right half-forward flank for Footscray. Getting a little bit darker here at the MCG, a shower may be imminent. Conditions still quite good for playing. Knocked away by Allday, picked up by Dixon, who had a great first quarter. Certainly got Melbourne off on the right foot and out of bounds in front of Adrian Batterston. It will be a boundary throw-in, still basically on right half-forward flank for the Footscray side. 36 is Hanbury. At the back is Allday.
Killed him in the ruck beat.
Yes, he's done a very good job there, hasn't he? And they've allowed that's allowed Melbourne the luxury of having more in the goal square. Hardy loses that one. A good tackle. Down goes Hanbury again on centre wing from Batterston. And once more, it's going to be a boundary throw. Melbourne working the ball around the boundary line towards their goal. Still 41 points in favour of them. Ball hit down to Malin. Taken away by Peter Baxter. At the back is Bamblett. Now it's Royal, the opportunist, close to the boundary line. That was out of bounds for mine. In front is Payne. Beasley behind. He's got it and then lost it. Chance for Petraglia. Might be a free kick. Oh, an interesting one, that one, as there's a bit of a box on between Payne and Beasley.
I think Simon's getting a little bit frustrated because Payne's had him pretty well covered all day.
Done a great job, but he's got plenty of support down there. The Melbourne defence, as you said, has been excellent this afternoon. Almost a mark to Newport. Socket away for Melbourne by Dixon. On it goes to Isold from centre half back, and he gets Melbourne clear.
And the ball back there towards half forward. It bounced the wrong way for Rounds. There's a go now for Campbell. Picked it up on the rebound. A short pass, but Hardy's in the way, as he always is. He's played very well for Footscray, and thank heavens the Bulldogs have got him playing down there, because he's been a saviour.
12 kicks and 6 hand passes.
Even though they're 41 points behind. Saunders' kick is smothered. Hardy again. Follows the ball up the ground. Out it goes now to Rance. Rance's kick is a hurried one over the half-forward line. Cordner overruns the ball. Back it comes to Wallace. He's got eyes grabbed. He grabbed him properly, the Melbourne player there, but there's a chance for Petraglia. He's at centre half-forward, about 50 metres out from goal. He's looking for a lead from Beasley, but he's pretty well covered by Payne. Now he comes out. But Petraglia is taking plenty of time, letting the defenders get settled down there for Melbourne. It's into the goal square. There's plenty there against Beasley. Picked up by Bamblett. A snap at goal. They want this one. I think he might have got it. He has. So it's now 35 points the difference. Can Footscray bounce back? 13-6-84 Melbourne to Footscray 7-7-49. Into this third quarter by 12 and a half minutes. Well, let's hope that gives them a bit of encouragement. You can see Beasley well smothered by 2 players there. Bamblett scouting out well.
Only had 1 kick, Bamblett.
This is his first kick for the day, and that's what you call a 100% result, because he got a goal. It was a nice snapshot by Bamblett, but he's been very well covered by Cole when he's been on the ground. Centre bounce again. 35 points the difference in favour of Melbourne. Punched out by Pearce that time. Grabbed by Malin. Umpire call plain as he appealed for a free kick. You don't do that. You've got to keep going. Don't worry about the umpire.
Might have been one.
And there's a free kick for Tripper to go to Newport out there on that half-back line. Just about on the point of the square. It's a long kick up towards Melbourne's half-forward line. Players position themselves. Campbell's got the mark. He's going to play that. He quickly played. No, he's not going to play the advantage rule. Well, that's fair enough. He knocked, I think, Footscray back for that before. In that second quarter, the ball kicked up. Oh, it's smothered. 15-metre penalty against Footscray. Grant's going quickly, saying that he didn't get over the line, but umpire Russo's got a different opinion of that one. And of course, this gives Campbell a chance to score. Is about 45 to 50 metres out from goal. I think the distance may be a bit too far. They're in front by 35 points into this quarter by just on 14 minutes. Shocking kick, and it's out of bounds on the full. That'll be a penalty free kick to go to Footscray's Hardy down there in the back pocket. Or will it be Kennedy? It'll be Kennedy to take the free kick in the back pocket. 35 points the difference in favour of Melbourne. Gone for a short pass. I don't know why anyone doesn't pick this guy up. He's like the Lone Ranger. He seems to always be on his own. Short one. Ball knocked out, grabbed by Mail, and he's grabbed as he tried to get through the pack. Scrambled going on there at half-forward for Melbourne. The umpire will ball it up about 65 metres out from the Melbourne goal. Melbourne 13-6-84 to Footscray 7-7-49. 14 and a half minutes gone to this third quarter.
Peter Moore contesting this bounce and wins it out. Rance. It goes to Nichols. Lyon spins in and out of the pack, gets it back to Nichols. Oh, lovely turn by this young fellow. You don't need to know or tell me who that is again. He knocks up getting kicked hard, he doesn't. He seems to be everywhere. Wallace, good tackle. Rebound is to White. White does it well. Short into the goals. Will it be there? I don't think Kennedy's touched that run. Oh, wait. It's a goal.
It's great play on the part of Robert Flower. He looked in a hopeless position there when Wallace got the ball, but the long arms and the determination of the Melbourne skipper gave White the opportunity to kick that goal.
And White didn't mess around. Let's look at that tackle again.
And White anticipating beautifully. You get all the credit, Pete, but that goes to Robert Flower.
Yes, that was a superb tackle and just squeezed it in. It was a shortish kick just over the line. Full points. White's pretty happy. That's his first goal. We're approaching the 16-minute mark of the third quarter now. 90 plays 49 in favour of the Demons. As they swing into attack again, it's through Batterston, their leading kick-getter. Batterston out towards the right half-forward flank, and Moore marks this one and got one from Kennedy as well. Will he get a 15-metre penalty? No, says umpire John Russo. Now Peter Moore is about 45 metres out. Let's watch that again. Biff. Now he's kicked, let me see, 1 goal, 2. Looks like 2-2. So Melbourne really answering the challenge of Footscray, and Peter Moore making it his second for the afternoon, and Melbourne's 15th. 15-6-96 to 7-7-49. What a boil over.
And Melbourne leading by 47 points now, and they haven't this fella on the ball all day. That's how much confidence they've got in young Allday. And of course, if Allday does tire in this last quarter, they've got the double barrel chance there to put Moore in the ruck, Peter.
They could probably swing them around, yes, because Moore's been a luxury down there and played fairly well. He's contested excellently with Kennedy. 96 to 40-49, 2 goals to Peter Moore. The Demons further ahead now. A chance for Allday again as he's got the ball out wide towards the right half-forward flank. Richards racing for it, but it's picked up for Footscray down there and driven forward by Saunders. Cordner. Bandit. Can't tackle him. Gordon's disposal's not the best. Let's see what he's done with that one. That's okay, but a funny old kick to Hughes nonetheless. Gets the hand pass out to Payne. A long way from goal. Play. Oh, Richards has lost a boot. Let's see what he can do. Not Richards, but Lyon. He's running with one. Not a bad kick. Hardy. Can't mark this one. Overrunning the ball was Campbell. Finch trying to get clear. He's kicked 4 goals. Umpire Clayton says it's going to be a bounce.
Just on the 7.5-minute mark. Melbourne in front by 47 points and looking good. And they've got a chance to score here now. It's only about 30 metres out from their goal. There'll be a ball up. Moore against Purser. Not goal. Well, Moore actually missed that. Picked up by Richards. Oh, he's grabbed by the pants. It'll be holding the ball against him. Well tackled by Hardy. And no doubt Footscray's best player, if not the best player on the ground, Pete, in my book. He's played a great game, seeing his side so far down the drain. Here's Royal with the ball.
15 kicks to Hardy.
He's hardly been sighted. The ball back there towards the wing position all day at the back. Got his hands. Will he pay there? He's called play on, and rightly so too. Ball scooped out now. It comes back out the mail, and he's well tackled. It's on the boundary line. It's nearly throwing the ball then, but the umpire said it's out of bounds on the centre wing position. It's a free kick to Mail. He might have been grabbed too high. So Marlin's got the free kick out there on the centre wing position with Melbourne in front by 47 points. Punched out that time by Payne. It's McGuinness getting it out wide now to Royal on his own in the forward pocket. He balks. Nice, got a chance to score. He's gone for a short pass and Beasley's got it. He'll have to play. That was a good play by Royal, and then selfish play from the little rover from Footscray, and Beasley's got a chance now to kick his 3rd goal. Watch that pass again. It was a brute beauty.
Looking too high for him.
Got the mark there, or the kick from about 20 metres out. He's already kicked 2 goals, going for goal number 3. Let's see whether he can kick this one, and Footscray badly needed because they're trailing by 47 points. 19 minutes gone of this 3rd quarter. There she goes, on its way. He doesn't miss those ones, Beasley. It's through for his 3rd goal. And of course, Melbourne go on a 15 goals, 6.96 to Footscray, 8 goals, 7.55. Well, that should give them a little bit of encouragement, but watch that passage again. McGuinness out to Royal. in that forward pocket, had to follow the ball pretty well, balked nicely away from his opponent then, spotted Beasley, and that was a good pass. As Pete said, could have been a little bit too high, but the big full forward jumped nicely to take the mark and kick a goal.
4 kicks to Beasley for 3 goals, 1.
And yet Payne's played a very good game down there in defence. Melbourne in front by 41 points, knocked out by Purser coming back into the game now. They need him. A hurried kick down there by Malin over the half-forward line, tapped out by Cole. Cole and Bamblett go after. He grabbed him by the leg, actually. Payne shrugged his way through the pack. He was grabbed too high. But I thought the free kick could have gone to Cole before that, Pete.
Yes, I must agree with you. At the back is Hughes. Lyon. Got a very quick hand pass out to Robbie Flower. Flower from short of left centre wing up towards the Melbourne half-forward line. Plenty of Footscray jumpers are there. McPherson goes through. Now it's a chance for Footscray to go forward through Saunders. Baxter. It was Peter Baxter. That might be in the back. No, says umpire Clayton. Off the ground from Cordner. And the mark taken by Icehold. The hand pass out to Alday. Alday and Icehold. McGuinness. Don't want to mess that one up. Mark taken by Petraglia. It was taken off late in the first quarter. Lyon. Or White it is, rather. He's played pretty well, White.
Solid game.
Yeah, very solid. White's kick around. He's trying to find Alan Jarrett. Petraglia knocks the ball further forward. Over the top was Campbell. Finds Icehold on the centre wing position. He's got it out to Richards. Malin's just about got him. Richards breaks the tackle. He's got plenty of speed. He's very vigorous, this guy. Look at that for a kick. Oh, he might have dobbed it. Touched on the line. Great effort from Richards, nonetheless.
He can go when he lets himself loose there, Pete, can't he?
Might be a bit slow over the first couple of metres, but when he gets wound up, he's pretty quick. And that was so close to a goal. Kennedy, Footscray skipper, would be a little worried at the moment. Now to the half-back line where he finds Steve Wallace, who takes the grab in front of Dixon. That'll be a 15-metre penalty too. Steve Wallace, short pass. That was to Saunders. And it goes to Kennedy. He's a long way from home. Malin. Long hand pass again onto Rance. A wobbly old kick. I don't think he looked where he was kicking that one. Beasley behind his opponent there. And here's White again. Doing well. Short pass from White. Robbie Flower after a slow start playing excellent football in the third term.
Well, he played well in the second quarter.
Yes, he did. Yes. Good knock on. That was from Lyon. Picked up by Steve McPherson on right centre wing. McPherson's put it pretty high. Flower in front. Has it knocked away actually by Cordner. Opportunity once more for White. Can he get there first? Hughes should do the shepherding. He does. He keeps Bamblett at bay. White goes perhaps dangerously across the ground onto the practice wicket area. And it's very, very slippery. Chance for Payne. He's in front of Beasley again, but it's going to be a boundary throw-in.
Just on the 22.5-minute mark, the difference still 42 points in favour of Melbourne.
If Footscray can get a couple of goals, well, they'll be in with a chance.
They need a couple of goals before three-quarter time. Ball knocked out that time by Purser, doing a lot better in this latter stage of the third quarter. He's been completely eclipsed by Alday, the young ruckman from Melbourne. Hawkins is over to Malin. It's McGuinness trying to get round the pack. He was grabbed, but the umpire gave him the benefit of the doubt that time, and it's out of bounds. Out of bounds about 50 metres around from the Footscray goal. As I said before, they're trailing by 42 points. Badly needing a couple of goals. Groenewegen got one hand when it comes back to White. He goes back into trouble. The umpire said it was a throw against the Melbourne player, Batterston, and the free kick will go to Groenewegen down there on that half-forward line. The kick is into the goal square. Payne and Beasley battle for this one. Punched away by Payne. Grabbed by Petraglia. He's grabbed again. Plenty of scrimmaging going on there, and a strong defensive play by Melbourne, covering that ball and their opponents pretty well. They'll ball it up about 15 metres out from the Footscray goal. Still 42 points the difference. Footscray badly needing a goal to be back in this game. Knocked out that time by Alday. Batterston was grabbed. Going over the line. I think he might have got a push in the back that time, Royal. He has. It'll be against Newport, and Royal with a chance to score here from about 20 metres out, right on the boundary line.
You've got to watch Royal to see if he runs around. They should be stacking it in there.
Well, if he's the cheeky little rover that I think he is, I think he should take advantage of that and just scoot around, go over the mark, and the umpire will call play on. But it's 42 points the difference, and Footscray badly needing a goal at the 24-minute mark. There's Beasley making a lead, but it's ignored. It makes you feel proud when you're a rover when you see that happen. There's the kick. He might have got this one. No, 1 point. So it's 41 points the difference. So Melbourne still in a very strong position to win this game, but we've still got another 35 minutes to go before the game's over of play, I would say. Hackett comes towards the centre of the ground. There's a chance now for Richards to get this one. He spins out of the pack, tries to get a hand pass. White goes through. He couldn't get clear. They pounce on top of him, and this will be a ball up for sure. Out there towards the wing position on the edge of the square.
Bamblett coming off the ground again, and he'll be replaced by Darren Baxter.
Well, every time that Bamblett's been on the ground, he's been well covered by Cole. I think he's only had one touch so far, and he kicked the goal out of that, but he's been a pretty poor play today. So it'll be a ball up again out there on that wing position, or out towards the edge of the square, round about the centre field area. The scoreboard is Melbourne 15-7-97 to Footscray, 8 goals, 8-56. Into this third quarter by just over 25 minutes. Melbourne have got a chance. Comes back here now, out there to Saunders. He's grabbed. His hand pass is a wild one, but Hardy grabs it. He never misses those opportunities. He drives the ball back. Gordon to drop that one, but luckily for him, he's well backed up there by Colin. Melbourne take the ball away from the danger zone, but there he is again. If he's not the best player on the ground, I've never seen a football match in all of my life, Peter.
17 kicks and 6 handballs to Brad Hardy, the Brownlow medalist of last year, having a field day today, it would seem, and Alan Jarrett playing kick for kick at the moment. Jarrett from centre half back will put Melbourne back into attack. Jarrett to left centre wing. Icehold underneath the ball, contesting as Wallace, going down as Ted Fidge. Holding the ball, the umpire has played perhaps a little bit harsh. And a free kick going to Wallace, who's fired out the hand pass pretty expeditiously. It's taken by Peter Baxter. Looking for Beasley at the back is Payne. What a mark! That was one of the grabs of the day. Robbie Flowers was perhaps equally as good. That was a fine mark, though.
Played a great game, that fella, too, Pete.
Yes, in front is Withers on the ground for the first time. Chance for Footscray to score here as it's picked up by Petraglia into the goal square again. Groenewegen, goal! It's what they needed. Missed the mark and has put it through for his second. A little bit of luck there going Footscray's way, and my word, they need it. 15-7 to 9-8.
Well, actually, Groenewegen was off balance. You're watching the ball's kicked up there by Petraglia. Now, Groenewegen got his hand there. He's kind of off balance, but quick thinking there for a big man, which is most unusual. Got it through for a goal.
2 goals to Groenewegen next to Simon Beasley, Footscray's main contributor. Beasley has 3. 97 to 62, so only 35 points in it now, and Footscray coming back, and Melbourne hang on. Still plenty of time. We've got a whole quarter to go yet. It's a bit early to be thinking that way. I hope Melbourne aren't, because if they play attacking football, they'll certainly be in with a chance. Now it's Hughes at half forward, taking the hand pass from Nichols. It's long. In fact, it's a mark to Moore.
Bang it.
He'll be on a very acute angle, pretty well the boundary line, Lou.
Kennedy's not too happy with the result. I'll tell you that now. He thought he didn't hang on to it long enough.
Now this will be a real steadier if Peter Moore can kick it.
Run around 2 feet and he's got it in.
Yes, but you don't like Ruckman, Lou.
Well, let's see what sort of brain power he's got working for him now. Oh, he fell over.
He's run around. I think he might have threaded that one. He has. So Moore answers the challenge and puts it through for Melbourne 16th. And his 3rd goal, 16-7, 103. Once again, it's 41 points the difference. Footscray 9-8, 62.
And Melbourne still in a very good position. Watch that again. Now Moore slips, but regained his balance pretty well to put that through for a very handy goal, because we're just on siren time. We're over the 28-minute mark as Moore has a well-earned drink.
Sevens big league from Melbourne Cricket Ground. Time on being played in the 3rd quarter. 41 points in favour of the Demons.
Centre bounce again. Knocked out by Allday. Doing a marvellous job on the ruck there against Purser. There's a battle going on out there now between Hardy gets his way through the pack. He's played a magnificent game today as it goes down towards Cordner. Couldn't hold the mark. It's pushed out now, going after his Cole. Smothers the ball. He's grabbed by McPherson, but still scoops it back. Coming into meet it is Hughes, gets a hurried kick around the boundary, and I'll be out of bounds on the full.
Yes, it is.
And that'll be a penalty free kick to go to Footscray out there towards their half-forward line, but a heck of a way around from their goal. About 80 metres out. And they're trailing by 41 points. As we approach the 29-minute mark. At the back is Cordner, flies, goes the punch, backing up well. He's played a darn good game, this fellow. He's covered the rovers well. Cole put Bamble completely out of business. He's gone off the ground twice today. Well, we see Campbell showing strength there. Gets the ball over to Richards. He couldn't get clear. The ball knocked away by Rance. Richards missed it completely. Still plenty of fumbling going. There he goes again. Hardy. He's got a hand pass out, and what a game he's playing. Over it goes to Hanbury. The ball pushed out again towards McGuinness. White taps it on. backing up Wallace. Withers on his tail as Wallace. He doesn't bother to pick it up. Doesn't take any chances. Wallace is there too now. It's picked up by Withers again, but Wallace got one in the back, and he'll take a free kick out there on the wing position. So into the 15 metres to 103 plays, 62, 41 points the difference. The ball drops short, picked up by Royal. Not a good hand pass, a fumble that time by Hamilton. There's the siren in the third quarter, and Melbourne go to the last looking pretty strong. 16-7, 103 to Footscray, 9-8, 62.
And we begin the final quarter at the Melbourne Cricket Ground with the Demons leading 103 to 62, a margin of 41 points. Can they go on with it here and cause one of the upsets of the round? It's out towards Footscray's right half forward flank. McGuinness outmarked on this occasion, and the mark is grabbed in by Newport. Newport from centre half back. Out to the edge of the square, and a fine grab taken by Lyon, who's played a very good game, and he's kept it off with a couple of good goals too so far. At the back is Richards. Ball rebounds to Saunders. Saunders out towards the right centre wing position for the Bulldogs. Robbie Flower and Petraglia. Flower looking for a short pass, instead goes high. Underneath it is Hughes.
We're down the ground. Flower was down after he kicked the ball, Pete.
Good mark anyway.
Robert Flower, that's encouraging news. He's played a pretty good game since the first quarter, Pete.
He has started slowly, but it was in very good touch in the second and third terms. Hughes from left centre wing drives the Demons forward again. They lead by 41 points. Out comes Peter Moore, but a push, says the umpire. And Peter Moore not too happy about that. But it will be a free kick going to Footscray and will be taken by Rance. Rance has kicked two half forward, knocked away by Courtney. Into the open spaces. Who's going to get there first? The ball bounces kindly for Flower. He's fired out the hand pass again. Picked up well by Lyon. Good knock away by Kennedy to keep the ball from Campbell, and the ball out of bounds. Is it? Yes, in Melbourne's left forward pocket.
I'm very impressed today the way that Melbourne have contested all day. They haven't given in for 1 minute, Pete.
Their tackling's been very, very good. And Alday has done an excellent job in the ruck on Purser. Purser winning that one. Knocks it down to Kennedy. Tries to crash his way through. Almost in trouble. In fact, just about threw the ball out. Picked up by Hardy, the leading possession gatherer in the ground. To the centre wing position. Or Cordner fumbles. The ball zipped past him pretty quickly. Steve McPherson after him. In goes Payne. Not Payne, it's Cole.
Got a push in the back.
I think it's Cole underneath that. They've got a push in the back. We'll wait till he gets up. Yes, it is. And he'll take the free kick. He's got one of the mush for his trouble too. He's got the free kick at left half-back flank.
And he's been a very good player. Punched out by Wallace. Malen fumbles that. The Flower had a fumble too. And it comes back to Hughes. He can't get clear. Both sides fumbling as the ball Baxter gets it. That's Peter Baxter getting it out to Wallace. Kick is up there towards Royal. White's there with him. Got him covered. But now Royal's got a chance to Beasley. A chance to score a goal. I think he might have... No, he's missed it. That was a good tackle that time by Payne. He's had him pretty well covered, even though Beasley's kicked 3 goals, but he hasn't given him room to breathe all day. He's played a fine game, this fellow. And it can be a bit misleading when you see a full forward kicking 3 goals. And when you've been here watching the match, it's up to say that Payne is well on top of Beasley, Pete.
Payne's done an excellent job.
Out it goes to Robert Flower. The ball pushed away that time by Peter Baxter. Robert Flower started off slowly, as Peter said before, but for the last 2 quarters has been a fine player.
10 kicks and 5 handballs.
Oh, we'd love to see Robert Flower get back to his best because there's no finer player. That's the ball knocked out by Alday. He's played a great game. Over to Withers. Richards juggled that one. Thought it might have been a mark, but the umpire didn't think so. Richards again. This fella's got a ton of pace. Once he breaks clear, there's a hand pass to Cordner. Cordner at centre field should go for the long kick up there to Moore. Moore's got the sit on Rance here. He dropped the mark, and there's Hardy once again. It'll be a free kick against Moore for interference. That's the second one he's lost this quarter with a similar tactic. Brad Hardy, what a game he's played today. And unbeatable. And I would say this without any fear of contradiction, Pete. Had he not been down there in defence, the difference would have been 15 goals, not about 7.
Go along with that.
Difference 40 points. Cordner with a great mark. And of course, Cordner's played a very disciplined game today. Watch this mark again because that's the only time he's really gone for a mark. Most of the day he's gone for the punch. Moore couldn't hold that, but it's picked up now by Batterston running to an open goal. Let's fly. But it's off target and through for 1 point. So it's 41 points the difference. And Footscray in plenty of trouble. 104 plays 63 into this last quarter by just over 4 minutes. And Melbourne sitting pretty, but they can't afford to relax because Footscray have got to put something together before the end of the day, surely to goodness.
Batterston 19 kicks and 2-1. Out to Lyon, couldn't take the mark. Withers roves it well. He came on in the third quarter. Batterston gets it back to his fellow rover. He'll have a shot really from there. It's high. It's not long enough. Moore in front. Can't grab the mark. Down it comes. Isol tackled well by Hardy. Opportunity down there for Dixon. It's close. It's a goal. Well, that could just about be the sealer, I reckon. Dixon putting through his first goal at the 5-minute mark of the quarter. 17-8 to 9-9.
Well, Pete, you'd have to say that because the way that Footscray are retaliating or the way they're coming back, they're no hope as Moore couldn't grab that. Picked up by Isol and he was grabbed, well tackled by Hardy, but ever alert at that time was Dixon. Got it through for a nice snapshot for goal.
And Groenewegen coming off the ground and Jep back on for Footscray. 5 1/4 minutes gone in the final term. 110 plays 63 in favour of the Demons. All day and Purser. Withers. Withers' kick is high out towards the half-forward line. Richards runs it beautifully. Could be another one here to the Demons. He's had a shot and put it through, I think, for another one. Yes, it is. Melbourne really running hot, looking set for their third victory of the year. 9 goals in favour of the home side. 18-8 to 9-9.
Well, that's 73 points the difference now. And, of course, this guy has got... I don't think it is 73. I think it's 53 points the difference, isn't it? 53, and Richards is doing that all day. Once he gets clear, he might look a bit cumbersome when he is trying to get through the pack, but once he's in the clear, he shows plenty of dash. Pete Dunn, he's a very aggressive player.
7 kicks and 3 handballs to Russell Richards, and he's capped it off with 2 very good goals.
53 points the difference, and they're looking really good now. Footscray in the hot seat. And you really couldn't see them getting up now as that kick is smothered. Wallace missed that one complete. That's the way they're going. The ball driven up there by Melbourne over their half-forward line. There's a chance now for Fidji's kick 4 goals. Hanbury's trying to get clear, but 3 of them pounce on him. He had no hope at all, and the umpire will ball it up. Still on Melbourne's half-forward line, about 70 metres out from their goal. Well, the last time they beat... Footscray was in April in 1985, but they look as though they're going to do it again. Hardy at the back, got the sit. And even though his side's well down by 53 points, in my opinion, the best player on the ground by a mile. He's had 28 possessions, and that's a fantastic effort when you consider his side's going so badly. There's Moore. They got him. No, that's Hughes, I should say, taking the mark out there on that centre wing position. Moore making the lead. He's out there in front now. He's got the chance to make the mark, and he gets away from Rance. Now he's about 50 metres out now. If Moore decides to get onto this one, he could easily kick this goal. There's no doubt about that because we've seen him kick some magnificent goals from this distance, Peter.
3 goals, 2 he's kicked so far, Lou.
Peter Moore, been on the forward line all day. There's the kick on its way, but this time he makes the distance, but he's off target and through for 1 point. So Melbourne still sitting pretty. 18 goals, 9, 117 to Footscray, 9, 9, 63. And if Melbourne are embarrassed with the league, Footscray would have to be a disastrous disgrace, wouldn't they, really, the way they've performed here today?
Yes, they haven't been at all to the fore. A good defensive act there by Newport to get the ball away from McGuinness. And it's going to be a boundary throw-in at Melbourne's left half-forward flank as we approach the 8-minute mark of the final term. Number 12 for Footscray is Jep. Withers, who just about tripped up on his way through. Good smother by Hardy, as Lou said, the best man on the ground. He gets it back to Wallace. Wallace goes for a hand pass, and it's taken away for Footscray. That was by Tim Jep. White gave his opponent a little bit of a nudge in the back, not seen by the umpire. Well, good hip and shoulder there by Kennedy. It's going to be a free kick for a high tackle, says umpire Russo.
Well, Footscray are very desperate now. They've got Kennedy down there on the forward line to try and give it some bite, and by golly, they certainly need it. Melbourne player hurt there. I don't know who it is. I'll pick him up in a minute, Pete, for you.
Cole?
I don't know. He got a knock in that scrimmage there. Of course, Cole, if it is, he's played a great game.
Let's take a look.
I think it might be Cole.
No, it's Cole. Yeah, it is Cole.
That's
Kennedy.
Well, he's on his feet now.
Kennedy from 35 metres out. The Footscray skipper has a shot at goal, and he's dobbed that by no doubt about it. And to say it would be a badly needed goal would be the understatement of the afternoon. Naturally, Kennedy's first, 18-9 to 10-9 at the MCG. Still 8 goals the difference.
Yeah, 48 points the difference. It looks as though Cole's okay. He's played a fine game down there on the fence. He's covered the Rovers well. He's kept Royal and McGuinness and particularly Bamblett, a very dangerous player around the forward line, so much so that Bamblett's left the ground on 2 or 3 occasions today.
Well, I don't think Bamblett is fully fit.
Well, but still the bloke's done the job, hasn't he?
18-9 to 9-9. Melbourne by 8 goals. Kennedy's first after being moved to the forward line. Mayland tries to crash his way through. Now there's Kennedy again. Good tackle by Withers, arguably a bit high. Socket away by Withers once more. Going through solidly was Newport. Tries to get the hand pass out to Isold. Richards is there as well. Fires it into the open spaces. Lyon goes for the hand pass. Intercepting is Hardy. Gets past Robbie Flower. Funny old hand pass, but it should be taken down there by Wallace. Wallace in turn fires it out to Rod McPherson from right half-back flank. Puts Footscray up towards the centre field area, only to see Cordner in the way.
And they're looking good. Footscray can't do a thing right.
13 kicks to Cordner so far.
Played very well at centre half-back. He couldn't. Well, most of the time he's been a very aggressive player. He's gone for the thump, but when he's had to take a mark, he's taken it with a lot of confidence. Short kick. Down goes Newport, backing up well that time as Dixon gets it back. I think Newport might have been grabbed too high or hole in the man, and Newport will take the free kick at centre half forward for Melbourne, about 60 metres out from goal. But they're in front by 48 points. They got off to a slow start, but they're looking good since that first 10 minutes mark of the first quarter. Footscray have never been in the event. This fellow's been a pretty handy player today, as you can see by the stats. Moore at the back, got the set, he's got it. I think he might have pushed him in the back, but he let it go that time. Now Moore's already kicked 3 goals and going for goal number 4. And of course this will put him 54 points in front. What do you reckon? Do you think? I don't think he pushed him in the back now. I'll give Moore the benefit out of that run. He's been a pretty handy player down there today. He's run around. And he's hit the post. So he's still got 3 goals to his credit. 118 plays 69. McPherson coming off the ground. That's Rod McPherson coming back on now as Rance. But it doesn't matter what Footscray do. They certainly haven't got any answer to Melbourne today. And Melbourne came to this game as rank outsiders, and they've given Footscray a football lesson. And you couldn't possibly see Footscray making the final 5 this year. There's Conley out there, and Conley just coming on the ground, takes the mark out there on the centre wing position. Of course, he wasn't named in the 20. And Healy was, but he's not available. At the back of the pack, there's a chance now for Withers. Hand pass from Newport, coming over to Dixon. A long kick up there towards the full forward position. Groenewegen missed that completely. Isold tried to pick it up. In goes All Day. Tapped it out to Moore. Good play. He's played a great game today also. All Day. Fitz is trying to get clear. He was grabbed, didn't have the ball. He said, hold the ball that time. I thought that might have been a bit tough. But still, he's closer than we are. The free kick going to Darren Baxter right across goal. He's bringing it back. So into the quarter by just on 12 and a half minutes. It's Melbourne 18-10, 118 to Footscray 10-9, 69 with the... Guess who's got the ball again?
I'd never guessed, Lou. Brad Hardy, 22 kicks so far for the afternoon. That's not a bad effort. He's certainly leading by example. Ball knocked into the open spaces, picked up ultimately by Wallace, but it's out of bounds. 118 plays 69. Final term of what looks like being a pretty big boil over. All Day with the beard on the left. Loses that one out to Purser. Picked up by Saunders. Well, his kick is a real rainmaker. Now a chance for the Demons to swing into attack again as it's picked up by Cole. Cole's kick is a high one. Down to Purser. Dixon's got him. Did he drop it? Did he have it? Holding the man. Interesting one. Melbourne supporters, whom he's right in front of, certainly don't agree. What was your decision? Purser from left half-back flank. A pretty good tussle with All Day today, and I think Otter's with the Melbourne player, knocked away by Hughes. Isold has the opportunity, but he's fast enough. Seemingly got one in the back from Steve Wallace, who tries to spin out, but got grabbed by the legs. Mayland at the edge of the square, tries to break a tackle. He's just about caught. In fact, it is a good tackle down there by Dixon, and the free kick will go Melbourne's way.
Played well, particularly in the first quarter, Pete, but he's been in the game all day. They've had many good players. You couldn't criticise one player in the lineup, really.
Dixon's had 13 kicks and 3 handballs, and he got them firing in the opening term when Footscray got a couple of early goals. Looking for more against Groenewegen. Batterston's in there, tries to butter his way through, gets it out to Little Withers, who has a shot, and it's out of bounds or a point. It's 1 point. And so that takes Melbourne along now to 18-11, 119, 10-9, 69 Footscray, and that's a difference of 50 points even. I don't think Mick Malthouse would be too pleased with his side's effort today. And let's make a couple of exceptions there, as a young lad has a shot for goal and puts it through. Brad Hardy, the noticeable one, of course. Groenewegen favours the member stand flank in front of Purser. They've almost got a free kick there too. In goes Saunders. Or paddled out by Allday. Picked up for Melbourne by Cole. That's got a bad sort of a shot by Cole. He got a heavy knock earlier in this quarter, and he's put it through for his first goal. He's pretty happy.
Now you see, Peter, that Allday, Cole will get the credit for that, but you watch what Allday did when the ball was knocked out by Allday to Cole. Now he's in the pack there, he scooped it out, and of course Allday there, Cole I should say, from that knockout from Allday, turns around and he looks the hero, but it was Allday that did all the hard work there.
Yes, he was the one to get the ball into the open spaces, and as we have mentioned on many occasions during the commentary, has played a very good game at the centre bounce, in fact right around the ground. 125 plays 69. That was Cole's first goal. Whittles the opportunity, but fumbles. Batterston does it. The two leading kick getters in the ground there, Hardy and Batterston figuring in the action. Out to Steve Wallace at the left half-back flank.
Difference 56 points. The ball back out there towards the wing position. Footscray in a hopeless position now. We see Royal duck around a few plays, but he has been unsighted today. White, that was Jarrett got one hand to it, tapped on by Steve McPherson. Got a chance to score now, running to an open goal, fires, but he's off target. Not Footscray's day today, and it's through for 1 point. So it's 125 plays 70. The difference of 55 points. There's a dangerous one coming out now, but Melbourne in a position doesn't really matter. That's a good mark taken there by Cordner down there in the back pocket. He's been a solid player too, but it'd be unfair to mention a few play because everyone on the side's put in a team effort here today. There's a mark to Royal, coming good now when it's all over bar the shouting. Royal's out there at half forward. There's been a lot of Footscray players unsighted today. Short one, and it's okay. This little fella's tried hard. Petraglia, he hasn't been their worst player by far.
And from limited opportunities, let's say he's done fairly well with 11 kicks and a couple of handballs.
Petraglia with the ball now on that half-forward line. He'd be about only about 30 metres out. He should kick this one. He's already kicked one goal. Into the quarter by 16 and a half minutes. I think he might have squeezed that in, so it's now 49 points the difference. 19-11, 125 to Footscray 11-10, 76.
Petraglia 2, Beasley 3 and Groenewegen 2, the leading goal kickers for Footscray, and of course Melbourne have many more. Fitch 4, who played an excellent first half. Moore has 3, Batterston 2 and Lyon 2.
Well, we're back in the centre now, but this is where all the action has started from for Melbourne as far as they're concerned. This fella's killed them all day.
Yes, and with Batterston, they've been able to get the ball out of the centre a lot more than Footscray.
Plus the fact by Allday doing so well in the ruck, it's allowed more to play on the forward line all day. They've given them someone to kick the ball. It was a bad bounce, knocked out by Purser, grabbed by Royal. His kick wasn't a good one. It goes back towards centre half forward, punched out by Jarrett, grabbed by Hughes, then he knocks the ball back to Jarrett again. That was good luck. More good luck than judgment. There's Hardy at the back. He's got it again. To get a free kick if he doesn't take the mark. What a game this fella's played when you consider how poorly Footscray has performed. If it hadn't been for him, there'd be 100 goals in front, Melbourne. It's been a one-man effort today, really. Cordner at the back goes the punch. The ball hits the deck. Kicked off the ground that time by Dixon out wide. Grant scooped it back, but there's Dixon again, gets a hurried kick. A little bit of luck that time. I don't know if he meant to go for the boundary line, but it's out of bounds.
I think so.
It's out of bounds about 55 metres around from the Footscray goal, and they're in plenty of trouble. They're going to be disgraced tonight. 11-10-76 for Melbourne. 19-11, 125 as the ball comes back into play again. That time Purser got it out. Malin juggles the ball. It's finally driven away by Melbourne up towards that half-forward line, and Purser's taken the mark out there on the wing position. So there's Purser's kick back over Footscray's half-forward line. The pack fly. Punched out by the Melbourne defence. Oh, there's nearly a free kick to Newport. Picked up by McGuinness, a running shot at goal. But it hit the post, so it's certainly not Footscray's day today. And it's through for a point. So it's 19-11, 125 Melbourne to Footscray. 11 goals, 11-77. And the Bulldogs haven't got a bone in their kennel to go on with, Pete.
Payne. Up towards the right, the left half-back flank. Or Wallace got one too high. He'll take the free kick for Footscray at the right half-forward flank. He's gone for a hand pass. Gets it out to Baxter. That's Peter Baxter. He has a shot at goal, but I think he's missed, judging by the action of the goal umpire. And the end result is only 1 point. Footscray's 12th, 11-12-78 to 19-11-125. Alan Jarrett to bring the ball back into play on this occasion. One of the veterans of the Melbourne side. favouring the same flank. And a good mark is taken up there by Lyon, it looks like. Or is it Richards? No, it's Richards.
Here he goes to play. First time he's missed a bounce.
He has good shepherd by White, though. Lets him get his kick in up towards the centre wing position. Now the chances for Lyon. If he can get clear, he does so. Hooks it back in towards the flank. And the mark is taken by Cole. Cole playing well. Short pass. Aimed for, and he should find Dixon. Despite the fumble, tried to get it back to Hughes. Not a good hand pass. The rebound will favour Purser here. The umpire in the meantime has found a free kick to Footscray, and it will go to Tim Jepp at centre half back. Haven't seen much of Jepp this afternoon. Then again, we haven't seen much of a lot of Footscray players, bar Brad Hardy. At the back, Rick Kennedy really trying to lift his side. He moved from full back to full forward.
I reckon the front man had that mark all the way, Pete.
What did you think?
Well, I thought he might have too. This fella's played a great game, Payne.
He has. Kept Beasley well down. Payne's kick up to the half-forward line. That's a good mark, taken by Little Withers. Who came on in the third quarter. Withers has gone for a hand pass back to Batterston. Fumbling his Newport. Is he in possession? I'd say for mine, yes. But umpire John Russo has decided it's going to be a bounce. Pretty well on the right half-forward flank for Melbourne. Player is pretty tight at the moment with the clock showing just past the 20-minute mark of the final term. Brad Hardy there is really knocked up getting kicks. Fortunately, he hasn't got too many teammates that had anywhere near the number of possessions that he's had. Purser wins that one down. Now Melbourne go forward as it's taken by Nichols. Nichols has kicked up the full forward where he finds Peter Moore. And Peter Moore has taken, I think that's about his 9th mark of the afternoon.
Well, that's the beauty of all day playing so well on the ruck. They've allowed Melbourne to let Moore concentrate on the forward line, and with a bit of luck he could have easily had 6 goals on the board. Pete, he's kicked 3 already.
Yes, he's kicked 3-3.
3-4. So this might be a big chance for young Alday. I think he's got a bit of ability to knock Purser off. Is certainly a good recommendation for the future for him, Pete.
Yes, no mean feat. Moore from 30 metres out. And that's another one, so he's made it 4-4 for the afternoon. He's played all day at full forward. 20-11, 131 to 11-12, 78 as Cole comes in to congratulate him. But it's going to be a great victory to Melbourne this afternoon. As we check the replay again, beating them forward is Nichols. I think playing his first game, and a good mark by Peter Moore. Kennedy's played him pretty well, but that was Groenewegen on him on that occasion. Kennedy, of course, at the moment up at the other end of the ground. 131 plays 78. 4 goals for the Peter Moore. Melbourne going right on with the job as we approach the 22-minute mark of the final term.
53 points the difference. Grabbed by Percy. Couldn't get clear. Hawkins got it over to Malin. They go back into attack. Well, they've gone into attack. I shouldn't say go back into attack, because they haven't done that very much today. Picked up that time by Newport out to Jarrett on the half-back flank. Drives it long. Off the top of the pack, it's backstuck. Hanbury trying to get clear. Couldn't do so. He was grabbed. Flower tapped the ball on. It comes out now to Hughes. Hughes kicks it off the ground. Wallace going after, but there we see Dixon giving a good hand pass to Madison. This looks dangerous. Well played by Hardy, playing the game of his life out there. He got a trip that time, but the umpire ignored that. But Hardy, looking back at the umpire, wasn't too happy about the decision. And he's played a fine game today. Ball back into play again for Melbourne's half-forward line. Richards at the back, couldn't hold it. Royal overruns the ball. Still can't get clear. Driven up there by Saunders. Flower having a battle out there with Peter Baxter, and the ball is out of bounds. The good news for Melbourne too is that since quarter time, Robert Flowers played a very good game too, Peter.
Excellent game.
And a very handy player, and a very inspiring player. And
that mark he took too was sensational, wasn't it?
Nearly the mark of the day, certainly, wasn't it? At the back is Hughes, got a tap down, pushed on that time by Nichols. Back it goes there towards the Flower coming through. Grab, still going after the ball. Grabbed a bit high, shrugged them up. That's great play. Over it goes now, and the ball driven over there by Jarrett. There's a chance now for the ball on the mark, and this is Lyon taking the mark. And this fella's got a bit of class about his play too.
Kicked a couple of goals already, and he could just about put this one close.
Well, he's about 50 metres out on a slight angle, but he might have a shot here, and of course they got more up there on the goals. It's fallen a bit short. And Groenewegen played it safe. It hit the point post from his punch. And there'll be a throw in that forward pocket position for Melbourne. They're doing it easy. 78 Footscray to Melbourne, 131. Into this quarter by just on 24 minutes. And so there's more going for another goal, but he's off target. That's what, 3 goals, 4 goals, 5 he's kicked today. So he's been a success down there. 132 plays 78. There'll be hot time in the old town here in Melbourne tonight because people were writing them up and they went into this game about 50 to 1 to win it, and they've certainly slaughtered Footscray and possibly killed their chances for the 5 this year. Well, on this form, they don't deserve to be anywhere near it. But then again, we're taking credit away from Melbourne as Flower spins out of the pack. A left foot kick up there towards... Well, it's Hardy again. He couldn't get there. He must have stumbled a bit because he's had the ball on a string down there, Pete, hasn't he? Played a marvellous game. But into this quarter by 25 minutes, just about 20 goals, 12, 132 Melbourne to Footscray 11-12, 78.
More than Purser. Won by Purser. He's got it down to Royal. The advantage rule played. Royal now to the half-back line, and he finds Steve Wallace. He hasn't played a bad game, I guess, Wallace. We'd have to give him credit. Petraglia goes for a knock-on. That's successful. He's got it out to Steve McPherson. A short pass, trying to find Beasley. Good mate. Takes it in front of Payne on that occasion. Not much that Payne could do about that because the pass was indeed excellent. And Simon Beasley from about 40 metres out on the slight angle. And a little bit of a dust-up behind play. Tipper's becoming afraid. Don't get your numbers taken now, fellas. It would be silly.
Well, particularly from a Footscray point of view, they've had no fight in them all day, so what they want to fight anyone now? Well, they haven't won the match, they could win the fight.
Simon Beasley for goal number 4. And he's made a mess of that one, and 1 point was the result. And Simon won't be happy with his kicking there, 20-12 to 11-13. He's only had a handful of kicks, 3 marks, 5 kicks, or 6 kicks now, for 3 goals, 3. All out to the half-back line. Isold seemingly got one in the back. There's a real wrestle dump there. Conley tipped his opponent over. Isold gets the kick in up towards the right half-forward flank. Out of bounds, will it be? Yes. So Melbourne once again into attack as we are 1 minute into the final, or the time-on period of the final term. Well, Melbourne won the first 2 matches of the season, and they lost a string of them. They were stung into some action by some criticism during the week by Greg Hobbs, who said they were a disgrace to the league, or an embarrassment, I think was the situation. Withers gets it further forward, but the Footscray defence equal to it on this occasion, and the ball is fisted over the boundary line. A little bit closer, 2 goals certainly, and it will once again be a boundary throw-in. 39 for Footscray as Saunders. 1 is Purser. Purser wins that one, all day getting perhaps a little bit tired. Herded back by Hawkins up towards Conley. A late inclusion in the side in the place of Healy. Isold went up one-handed, and a fine mark is taken by Hanbury. To Jep. To Wallace. Steve Wallace on the right half-back flank. Goes for the short pass. Darren Baxter out there on right centre wing. Up to Groenewegen. Now Footscray running, but it might be just a little bit too late. Wallace once more. Short pass down to Petraglia. Petraglia, will he go for a pass? Yes, he has done. Trying to find McGuinness. Not a good pass. McGuinness couldn't do much about that. White looks for a hand pass. Not a good one. It's picked up by Baxter again. In towards the full forward pocket, and Payne, who's done an excellent job down there. He's gone for a pass, and that's okay. The mark is taken by Fidge. Fidge up the centre wing. And the mark taken by Dixon, who played an excellent first quarter in one of Melbourne's leading kick-getters all day. 16 kicks and 5 hand passes as Cordner limps off the ground.
Well, Cordner, that's a bit of bad luck because he's played a pretty good game. He's had plenty of mates today as the ball goes over there. 53 points the difference. He's got it right on the boundary line now. Line goes for the long kick. There's a chance for more in front. Flies, goes for the second grab. Couldn't get it. Kicked off the ground that time by Hawkins. Short pass coming there now to the centre of the ground of Wallace. Wallace on his own. Another short pass over to Steve McPherson. He's been unsighted today too at centre half forward. A long shot at goal. But it's off target and through for 1 point. So into the 28th minute, or over the 28th minute mark now. It's 20 goals, 12, 132 Melbourne to Footscray 11, 14, 80. And it's all over bar the shouting here. Well, it's been all over bar the shouting from about halfway through. There's all day. And you'd say Hardy was the best player on the ground, but in my opinion, this fella's just about the second best. He's played a fine game today. He gets it over to Hughes. Hughes' kick is a long one, back there towards centre half forward. Punched away from Richards by Saunders. Backs up well, sends Footscray back into attack again. But there's too many players there, and a good mark taken there by Conley. Because Conley wasn't in the 20. There's the siren to win the match. And Melbourne have given Footscray a football lesson. To give them a nice drubbing. 20 goals, 12, 132 to Footscray 11, 14, 80.
You want to be a real footballer? I mean a real footballer. You've got to look like a real footballer. You've got to go for the mark. The VFL mark. Go for the mark. Go for the mark.
Go for the VFL mark at Myer. Real footy Guernseys, real footy shorts, and real supporters wool jumpers in all club colours and badges. Go for the VFL mark at Myer.